What's going on, everybody? It's Evaluation Love, episode 15. Sorry for the wait. Mm. We just had to communicate some things backstage, you know. But we here, y'all. We are here. We are here. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And we are ready to entertain and enlighten. You know what I'm saying? And do a little bit of everything. So you know, Miss Polly, what's going on with you? How you doing today?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's good. Just cold. That's all. We all right.
I got you. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to know, as Miss Polly says, she's a nice lady. And she's not trying to harm anybody.
True.
Okay. So we want you to know that no animals are harmed in the
Wow.
filming of these podcasts.
That's the.
Oh my gosh. So Folly, no further ado, we might as well get into our question. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And my Instagram people, hold on, I'm adding you right now. Okay, my Instagram people, you guys should be. Yep, you are live and direct with me as well. Thank you, Instagram people, for being patient. Um, so my question today, right, or a question that we had discussed previously, should women ask men to marry them?
mm-mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, you gotta say that. That's the answer.
I'm
No.
asking you, should women
Uh,
ask men to marry them?
No.
Why not?
Because that's silly.
Why is that silly?
um, you know, it is what it is in our culture. It's just I won't say our culture. I'll say the American culture. Um, the man is taking on. He's supposed to be taking on a um responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So he's choosing the kind of responsibility he would like to take on. So yeah, why would he? So he's got to choose a responsibility he'd like to take on, and he does that. A woman's not really taking on a responsibility of a gentleman.
What? So wait. So a wife ain't taking no responsibility at all? Is that what you're trying to say?
Um, Not in this culture. They're not supposed to. I
Not in this
mean,
culture.
you
They're not
can't fight
supposed
it.
to. Wow.
You, I mean, listen. This is the thing. Everybody wants to change the culture that we're in because they want it to fit into what makes them feel good. And I understand that. As a person being outside of the realm of norm, I get it. But at the end of the
Mm,
day,
Now remember, you're kind of going against yourself by saying that. But go
no,
ahead.
I'm making it. I mean,
Mm,
because I'm saying I am myself doing the same thing. But
okay.
if you are put it this way, why does it why does it look weird when they do it? How about that?
Because it's not a society norm.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm saying if it was okay and it shouldn't be an issue, then it wouldn't look weird. It wouldn't be strange because the norm is to, and it's not norm because it makes men feel good or anything or whatever. It's not that. It's because the whole process of being married is a man taking on the responsibility of a woman and taking her out of the hands of her family, right? She was a child and the dad took care of his responsibility, which is then transitioned to the husband who takes on one of his daughters as his wife. That is a transaction. So he's picked his responsibility, he takes on
Hmm.
responsibility, and that goes on to his children. Same thing.
Wait, hold on, Miss Polly.
What?
Hold on.
Oh yeah,
You
what's going on?
you cannot somewhat advocate for traditionalism
I didn't.
and
I
then
didn't
not.
advocate at all. I'm making a statement. That was a statement. Pure
No,
statement.
but that's the question. Should a woman ask a man to marry them?
Uh, no. What did I say wrong?
Okay. So wait. So okay, right?
Mhm. Mm,
Hmm.
mm.
You cannot say in one hand, right, that you are out of the norm, right, and that you do things out of the norm, and then say that women shouldn't do something out of the norm as well. It's a double negative.
No, it's not. 'Cause no, I was just giving a
It is.
comparison. No, I was giving a comparison to acting outside of the norm. And I said, like myself, I act outside of the norm. So if you're see, okay, if you're going to work outside of the norm, then
Mm-hmm.
work outside of the norm. But if you're trying to deal with people who are within the norm, then you have to act normal.
But
Okay,
hold on.
there you go.
But why? We could we
Because
live
you
in a
want to
free
be in the
moral society.
norm.
No, but we live in a free moral society. We should be able to
Who lied
decide.
to you? Who lied to you? No, we don't. We live in the norm, and you can choose to be outside the norm. The issue is never that you're being abnormal. The issue is that the abnormal want the abnormal to be the norm, if that makes sense to you.
I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
I know what you're saying.
Hmm.
And to answer the question directly myself, right? Yeah, I know that's probably what needs to happen at this moment, right? I need to answer it
Wow,
myself,
that's
right?
messed up. I did answer it right directly.
Did you answer it directly?
Yeah. Then I gave commentary. That's true. That's exactly what I did.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm glad that you feel that way.
It's not that I feel that way. It's a fact.
Salute to our
I
sister China.
said no,
Nation
and then I
of
gave
Islam.
context. That's it. That's all there was.
But if a woman, right? And I want chocolate to come up here on this one. Please, chocolate, come up.
Wow, you
If a
sound so
woman,
angry.
if a woman, right? If a woman has feelings for a man, as you guys know, the stream yard link is posted in the channels along the network, right? If a woman has feelings for a man that she has been with for however long she's been with him, it could be 1 month, 1 day, 1 year, whatever, 1 second. If she now wants to now go and ask that man to marry her, why is that an issue? I don't see why that's an issue, right? They care about each other, right? They both
Then
want
why
to.
did
They
he
care
ask
about each
her?
other. Why would that be? No, because he ain't asking her.
Why?
She asking him.
I know, but why didn't he?
Oh, it don't matter. Why? Why? Okay, okay. Hold on. If we both are hungry, right? Does it really matter who goes to the store and get the food?
Yeah,
What? We don't know. It don't matter. We both hungry,
I ain't going to the fucking stove.
and that's the issue.
But it's not the issue. It's not the issue at all.
That is the issue.
It is
You
not.
hungry. Why? Why?
It's,
Why can't you decide to take yourself to the
uh-huh.
store, knowing that you want to eat as much as I want to eat? Why I gotta now go to the store first? What? It don't make no sense, right? You hungry? I'm hungry. It don't matter who go to the store.
Listen, no.
Yes.
Mm-mm. I'm not asking. Listen, like I said, it's unfortunate if you don't like the
Nate, what's going
society
on,
you
Nate?
live in, go to another one. But in the one you live in,
So okay,
it
so
is a
wait,
transaction.
hold on. In your
Uh,
estimation, right, and the way you move
uh,
is that we might as well do things like Saudi Arabia then.
what do they do there?
Come on, man, we're not doing this, Miss Polly.
Why are you being rude? What if some people don't know? You got to explain to them. Don't be mean.
Okay, in Saudi
Educate your
Arabia,
brethren.
and salute to my man Smitty. In Saudi Arabia, right, or United Emirates or whatever else, right? Women are
Uh,
looked at as second class citizens. All right. A lot of women are protesting these things, right? But they looked at as second class citizens. They do not have the right, you know what I mean, to do certain things.
uh, uh,
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of Middle Eastern nations, they don't give women the right to do a lot of things. I don't even think women
uh,
got the vote, in those societies either. The women have to cover themselves, right? They have to cover their faces, and the only thing you can see is their eyes, if you're able to see that. You
but
know what I'm
isn't
saying?
that a religious reason?
It doesn't matter. It's still a society
That
norm, right?
I mean, it's still different. It's religious. That matters.
No, we're not moving the goalposts here.
That's not. It's not moving the
We,
goalposts
we,
because
we,
they're not
staying,
covered up for fun.
staying, we're staying right here. I want to stay
I
right
am
here.
right here. I'm on the tip.
I'm staying right here with you, Miss Polly. Right? If we gonna box in the ring, we gonna box. Don't try to run outside the ring. All right, stay
I
right in the ring.
didn't. You're wild. You making up stuff.
I got to message you, Miss Polly. Listen, right? If that's the case, if a woman, right, shouldn't be able to ask a man to marry, she should take your ass to the store. Whatever, Nate. Right? If a woman wants to ask, right, a man, right, for his hand in marriage, right, it should not matter. Right? You asked me before I asked you. Who cares? It don't matter. I still love you, so it don't matter. Right? You know what I mean? I am kind of lightweight trolling right now somewhere, y'all. I hope y'all know that. But I gotta do some entertainment sometimes. Sometimes, right? I can't be serious all the time, right? You know what I mean? I'll give my serious opinion in a minute. But what I prefer. I'll say my serious preference, right? But in the midst of me being entertaining, I know somebody understands what I'm doing. In the midst of me being entertaining, I'm glad chocolate is up here.
This is unfortunate for you.
Oh no, it's not unfortunate for me. This is perfect. Listen,
we're not asking.
Hold on, Miss Polly. Let me land my plane.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you fell down already. You falling out the sky. You like a plane that fell out the sky when
No, it ain't falling out the sky. It's still flying. You just can't see it. Now, anyway,
that's live.
The plane flies too high. You can't see it. You just can't see it, girl.
You're not gonna do that, Miss Polly.
It just fell right out the sky like one of them planes that in crisis.
I'm playing this for you. I'm playing this for you. Just because you're here and you came here, and I think we're gonna be on the same page tonight.
I ain't do nothing.
Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.
You know, I don't want to hear it. So uncomfortable. When I was like, I'll fly you out. Come on. Come through, stay. You ain't gotta do nothing. We can go shopping when you get here. Do you know what I had grown men saying to me? You making me feel like a bitch. I don't like that. It's insane.
Disrespect.
You get on my nerves. I can't stand you.
I love you, sister. You already know that.
Listen,
you talking about you want us to go to the store and buy these grown men.
Wait, I didn't hear the question.
Chocolate, he said he want women to go to the store and buy grown men rings. That's what he said.
After I am allowed by Miss Polly to land my own plane.
Oh, my bad. Okay. I'm sorry. That was just funny as hell.
I'm not even in the damn plane. I'm in a spaceship.
He's crashing the spaceship.
He's so about getting giddy after getting just giggling. Oh, I definitely would get giddy. Thank you, Nay. I'm glad you know that. So with that being said, right? If a woman wants to do that, I don't really see nothing wrong with it. Like I said, I'm kind of trolling y'all, so don't take it so serious. I don't really see nothing wrong with it like that. Like that. Like if she really want to do what she want to do, it's all good. You know what I mean? So the question is, right, and I'm gonna read the question verbatim off of my notes.
Oh, Lord.
Right? Should women ask men to marry them? You know what I mean? And I'm not even Miss Polly, you can rebuttal or you can say what you want.
I have a question. Is it propose or you just in general say, hey, let's get married? That's two different things.
What?
Meet me at the altar in your white dress.
Either one.
Chocolate, that's different. Chocolate, tell him that's different. That's different. You go to say, hey, I think we should maybe get married. We've been together for a while in private. Then you going out and getting a ring and making a party and having his daddy there. That's life.
Why? What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this?
What I'm saying is that's different. Which one is he asking about? I don't know which one.
He asking about the whole thing. He talking about just the expression of love. I'm coming in with it. Hey, I'm down on one bended knee.
No, Chocolate, get your ass up. Get your ass up off the floor.
I'm getting my baby carrot. Do what you want with your man. This one is mine, baby. No,
okay.
Chocolate, no, stay with me.
Chocolate's out of line. She said, no, Chocolate, get off the floor.
Snatching niggas up this summer.
Yeah.
I love y'all. I'm gonna be making a tour this Polly. People gonna be off work. Federal employment checks this summer.
Dang. She taking checks. Okay, I see you now.
I got a plan. This to get back to the people though. All the
Oh, okay.
proceeds go back
Oh,
to
they go
Chocolate
back to
Earth. I'm
the.
just saying.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We helping the
Okay.
kids. We want to help
Okay.
the kids.
Okay.
Does anybody want to share
Yeah,
the perspective on the
nonprofit don't
question?
equal.
Hold on. Does anybody want to share the
Okay,
perspective?
I'm
Anybody?
sorry.
No, go ahead, Chopper. No, we love you. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Mm.
I just
Okay,
couldn't
what you
help
think?
it. But I do agree with you. I'm with you. I don't know why we've made such a big deal about it. Like, but unfortunately, again, double standards because it's been put in front of us and indoctrinated that a man is supposed to do this, that a man controls this, that if a woman decides to take charge of this or decide to do it, she must be desperate. What about his desperate ass? Every dude that decided
Oh,
to propose was usually when my ass was leaving. When I
oh no,
wanted to go,
then. What?
when the mask came off,
Goddamn.
this is when the rings start coming out.
Damn.
When you ain't
Oh,
getting no more of this ooh wee nah nah. No more of this good hot cooking with the
goddamn.
moo and
Oh
the
no.
bonnet. You ain't getting
Oh,
none of that.
dang.
It's
Mhm.
over. It's over. Late night back rubs, little sneaky snacks, dirty notes in your lunch. You ain't getting that no more. Go be with Susie Younger. You don't want
Dang.
no old ladies over here.
Mm.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to do it, do it. Have fun. It shouldn't even be this serious. I guess that's my thing. I don't care if you dress well. I don't like clowns, but you could dress up like
What?
anything else and propose. You can show up in a dinosaur suit. If me and you in love, we in love. Like that's just it. But we already past that stage. But I just don't see. I don't see it. I don't see it as desperation on either side. But I find that people will usually propose in desperation. I
Well, Miss
find that
Chocolate.
more than it being I truly love this person and I want
Well,
them
that
to
goes for
be in
women
my
too, because
life.
there could be women too who don't want to wait anymore.
No, I said both.
Yeah.
hmm If you
I
have
do
to
think
push someone,
right.
and I think that's what it is. But the unfair part is we've put that on women, not men
Mm-hmm.
too. Even though you said, "Hey, that's for women too." Yeah, but in this circle, the
Uh-huh.
reality is women are looked at as desperate if they do it, but he a real one if he do it. Even
I,
though
mhm.
behind the scenes he's homeless and
Oh
all his
damn.
rent money went on that ring.
Now, I think the ones we just look at, the ones that the
I'm just
women,
playing. But
the one no,
yeah,
no, real, the
No, she
woman who
not.
yeah.
proposed and the men turn them down. That's when it's like, damn,
But ain't
he
that
didn't
the
want to
same
do
for
it.
a man though? Think about
No,
the
when
dudes that went out
okay,
loud
okay.
and been like, marry me, boo, like get the sky right and all of that. And
No,
he
let me ask you, yeah. If a woman says no to him, do you think she should break up with him? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like he
that
asked,
was I've been in that space.
yeah.
So
What should
it's
we do?
quite awkward.
Should we break? You should break up.
You
See
gotta
y'all want
I
to?
mean, it really is depending on how you felt prior to the proposal. This is me.
Okay.
How did I feel prior to this proposal? How did I feel at the proposal? And now
Hmm.
how do I feel now? Right? I have to
I
tell
think
myself the truth, Miss
you do.
Polly. Shit was sus anyway in
Damn.
every one of them scenarios. So
Damn, you said sus.
because
Okay,
you got
ma'am.
no intent. I can tell you this now though. But when it was happening, I couldn't. You see what I
Okay.
mean?
I mean, if someone
I
asked
take
you, you said no. You said no. You said no.
yes, I have said no.
So when you
Yeah.
said no, though, you should have broke up.
Oh, I wanted to, Miss Polly.
Oh, okay. You didn't. I mean, because at that point you're saying, hey, if
Miss
the
Polly,
top if the top's there,
I put it on my mama. I said to him and I quote, "Hey
there
bro, I don't even really think you like me no more. So why don't we
goddamn.
stop?" Why don't we stop?
No, just
Well, because
call it.
again,
That's it. Let's call it the end. Yeah, stop. No
yeah,
more.
let's just. I'm not that person. I don't want to fight. I don't want to be crying out here. I don't want to. Come on, man. You ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it. You can't tell me that you're not. And that's the games I don't like. Those be the frustrating things is when you feel those questions too, but you don't want to say so because somewhere in your mind you think that's gonna make you look weak as a man when you wasting my time and you're not sure you want to be with me.
And what do you say after that?
So now it does turn selfish when you. Yeah, he didn't know. He was like, I don't want to lose you.
Oh, he out of pocket.
You good to me.
Nah, brother.
Girl, I could keep going all night. Nah, and it'd be sad if it was just one, Miss Polly.
Oh Lord.
I could sit here and be just as naive as a lot of the women we hear up here. I wish I could do it, but I can't because I've had too much experience in it. That ain't the first time I've heard men. I've asked the men in my life, hey, would you care if I propose to you? I don't want you doing that. Okay. If you feel that is the role of a man, cool. I ain't gonna take it away from you if that's what you want. But if we're both on agreement that we want to get married, but what ends up happening more than not, and why you hear no more than you hear yes, or if you do hear yes or a hesitant yes, it's something else is going on. Because I believe just like anything else, when you want to be with the person you want to be with them, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters but them. So that's what I'm saying. It's taken too lightly, even though men carry that shit deeply. That's why they be like spazzing out after if you say no. I know my ex stalked me forever after I said no. He was gonna wear me down. Or as the terminology, he was gonna break me into being in a relationship with him.
He said, "No, sir, I don't think he's working out." And he said, "Yes, yes."
I never was. When things started to turn, when that milk started to smell funny, I'm like, yeah, hey, I think this is expired. Maybe we need to look at this. Nah, baby, it's good. Nah, baby, it's good. Now it done turned into a green monster and you don't want to deal. Oh, well, I'm going to leave you with that monster because I tried to talk to you about it. You didn't want to hear it. So I'm going to go. No, that's not popular. So I think, again, because of societal pressure, and again, these traditional roles set by and with a backdrop of religion, people are still confused because they're caught up in what it looks like and not what it feels like. So y'all got it. Thanks for letting me tell my story. There you go.
Chocolate, this is for you as well. I got something else for you.
Wow. That, sir, was quite an entrance.
Thank you, Chocolate. We love your entrance. We love your entrance as always. Man, I will play the other one for Chocolate, but I'm going to do that later because I know she's going to say something else and I'm going to play it. Now, Smitty, the question is on you.
And I love you back.
Love you too.
You better leave me alone.
No, I can't. Should women ask men to marry them? It's on you, Smitty.
Hello.
You want me to?
Oh, I gotta do this.
Yeah. You want me to just like straightforward? Or you want me to give elaboration?
I want you to do whatever your spirit is telling you to do, brother.
Respect to the family.
Respect to the family.
No. All right, so I'm just speaking for me. I ain't gonna lie. That would be a very awkward moment. So let me just put it like this. First and foremost, me as the man, and me as one who takes lead and takes charge, the first thing that comes to my mind is if she actually felt as if she had to get on her knee and propose to me, then I was taking too long and I wasn't paying attention close enough. So it's like, nah, that's one of those things. Off rip, we always supposed to beat them to the punch on that one. Yeah, definitely. We should beat them to the punch. So, nah, I don't look at it that way, bro. As far as like a woman proposing. Now, listen, if your woman does happen to do it, I mean, should that man deny it? I can't even front, dog. Like me personally, I would probably turn that whole circumstance around and I'll take the ring from her and then, you know, get on my knee and be like, nah, you stand up. I don't know. I would just flip the script. That's just me. Like somehow or another, if she just like sprung that up and say, you know, just for the guys who possibly not hip, they didn't catch on, right? Now I'll flip that script in a heartbeat. I'm not gonna stand there like, nah, we ain't doing that, bro. Nah.
Oh wow.
We ain't doing that shit. Nah. So I would just find a way to make sure that I'm able to redirect that back to I take the lead, at least in that motion at that moment. That's going too far. That's going too far. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
It's going too far. Okay, so for people who are watching, if you don't know what we're talking about, the topic is yet again, and you guys can put in the comments how you feel, what your opinions are, or you can come on the panel. I'll drop the link again for y'all. For those who cannot either see the link or it's not accessible to you, I'll drop it again. So the question is, should women ask men to marry them? Yes, should women ask men to marry them? You know, so, you know, Chuck, I don't know if you heard what Smitty said as well. He agreed with Miss Polly in a sense. He said no, that shouldn't be happening. But if he wants to elaborate more on his answer, he can. I don't know if you heard his answer, but yeah, anybody can share.
Said they taking too long. He said they taking too long. Those men dragging feet. Women, maybe women trying to rush it.
But that shouldn't be. But that's what I'm saying, Miss Polly. It shouldn't be, no matter male or female. You should never rush someone to want to be with you. You don't have to if you really want to be with them and they really want to be with you. It ain't this hard. It ain't this hard. You don't need all these rules and regulations.
Well,
You don't.
We all
Not
know
when it's-
that. I mean, but the thing is, the
I don't
ultimate
think so, Miss
commitment.
Polly.
I mean, not for me. I'm not.
No.
The ultimate commitment for most people is marriage.
Well,
Would
now
you agree
you
to
know
that?
what? I'm gonna disagree with you. I think the ultimate commitment is the stuff that people into. I know men who ultimately committed into football. They
but
committed
what
to
is
their homies.
the commitment? What does the commitment look like?
It's usually die hard. I'm gonna go wherever they go. It's like people who love the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, I'm coming for y'all. They right there remind me of a delusional woman. You keep thinking they're gonna make it to the playoffs, at least get through the first couple weeks of the season, but they don't. They never do. But you go back again and you get ready for the season. You be like, man, come on, they can really do it.
Why you make it sound like they crying?
They can't.
Stupid.
Because I'm crying.
No,
that's how
you're not
I feel
allowed
when
to
I think
cry.
about their Cleveland Browns.
Oh Jesus!
These are
oh
fake.
God!
This is fake tears. Okay,
Oh,
hold on. I'll make sure so I can show you. I watch a lot of. Hold it. I watch a lot of true crime. So hold on. I always wanted to test this out. Hold on.
Oh no! Don't do it.
Y'all see me? you see me? Hold on.
No, no true pride. No. Oh Lord. No,
No,
ma'am. Oh God.
Because I really love him. I miss him. I hope y'all
Wow.
find him.
Wow.
I hope you find him. He been gone. We had a fight.
Wow.
I really care. It's like I'm just playing. Not
Right.
really. But
It's
like I
right.
said, of course, I agree with you, Polly. And you know me, it ain't even no middle of the road type of thing for me. I just have come to the conclusion human beings want to be connected. We want that part of us. Some of us, a majority of us, want to have somebody to come home to, or someone we can actually trust or lean on. Because again, that doesn't come by instantly in life, right? So, I mean, again, I was having this conversation with my sister. And again, our representation of what a positive relationship looks like is from TV, from books. Because all our parents and grandparents was giving us was parables. Like my people were anyway. And I knew a lot of girls that got those weird sayings, but never no detailed information that sex is not love. Love is a totally different animal. And that because you personally decide to share your body with someone, this doesn't make you a whore to damnation. And see, these are the things we were raised up under. So now you've got a mixture of this religious piece again coming back, and that's why we focus on these roles based on what we have been taught for the past few generations. And how has that worked out? Because it's all about roles. It's not about the intimacy. It's not about emotional intelligence. It's not about being friends or even gaining a friendship. I should be able to trust my husband. I should be able to come to him with any and everything. You signed up for all of me, not a portion of me. And when you tell me as a woman, you as a man are incapable of being a friend to me, as well as have the maturity and be able to be my lover and someone I can come to, or my confidant. You want to be my leader, but a good leader encompasses all of this and also knows when to follow. So I'm gonna land right there. Y'all got it.
Facts. Woo. Chocolate smoked that one. Man. Thank you, Chocolate. Appreciate you, sis. You already know. You know what I mean? Love you, love you, love you. Got my sister Galaxy Venus here, right? So, sis, the question now is on you, family. And I'm so appreciative of you being here, as always. Much love to you. Question is, sis, let me look at my notes because I don't want to paraphrase. I want to ask you directly. Should women ask men to marry them?
Well, in a simple form, greetings, everybody. Let me speak first. How y'all doing?
Greetings, love.
Chocolate is a
Greetings, sis,
ball
greetings.
tonight because she is rolling around, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, so on some real stuff, there are so many different types of people on this planet, so many different types of personalities. You can have a dominant woman that is with a or a hard woman that is with a soft man, and he may be shy, he may be timid, he may not be one of those leading guys, and so he can love you and he may never ask you to marry him, but if you ask him, he may say yes. For that type of personality, I think it might be okay.
It
Um,
is, yes, that's a great nuance. That is a great example.
because you got some nerdy ass. I shouldn't say it like that. Like it's something wrong with being like that kind of a nerd. There are
Girl,
some
go
very
on.
nerdy men that are like really, really timid, and so you have to prompt them because certain stuff they won't do. You might have to ask them on a date and ask them to marry you because they're not used to women like that.
Miss Venus, I gotta say one thing. Let me ask y'all to what she just said. because men don't create anything to help men like this be able to talk to women. If the roles that you guys profess you want to keep saying, but yet and still in the same breath you'll say, oh well, he ain't gonna listen to me, and who am I to say? But you are just repeating what's been going on anyway. So why can't we help other people to find love, or to assist them in finding their confidence or whatever? Because everybody ain't a Bonquisha and everybody ain't a Pookie and Ray Ray. There's a whole bunch of people in the middle.
You
But
better
brothers
say
will
that.
say quick, they won't help each other find mates. I wonder about that. I'm
Not
sorry,
just
Ms. Banks.
that, but
Thank you.
it's a certain type of man that ain't gonna even deal with a guy like that and have him as a friend or a homeboy. All of his friends gonna be geeks 9 times out of 10.
Right. And ain't nothing wrong with being a geek, but sometimes having somewhere to go or listen to that's positive rather than these other people who feel they have foresight in the dating world, being the voices.
Oh wow.
Our men ain't out here to tell these young black men how to date. There's no representation.
I'm like, okay, so I just thought of, what if someone has like a developmental delay and they're autistic? What if
Yes,
2 autistic people are together?
they help them.
But the female is a little bit more high functioning than the male.
They help them.
So
They
she
take them
takes the
through.
lead and asks him to marry her.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? I say yes.
Yes. And that's in a world
But
that my aunt.
she might have to take him by his hand, baby. Come on, let's get married. Because he's just in his own autistic world.
You know, and I will say this. So for anybody who's thinking it, yes, of course, we know there's outliers, right? We're talking about, I know, our everyday average, I guess, black folk or people, whatever you want to say, that
I don't
is
deal with
looking.
average and everyday and regular.
Right. Like I don't even, but I'm just using the stuff I heard out here. I believe it there. But in all fairness, it's like, then you can't say this is what you think we should be doing when you don't want to help to make it happen. Now, and I don't hear brothers helping other brothers date or what's a good idea or how to talk to women. No, it's about how we gonna take all their money and can't nobody really love you for you because you look like a foot. There's women that look like feet too.
But I was saying all that to say, for me, it depends on the personality type of the couple. I agree with what Smitty was saying. If a different kind of personality type, a woman proposes because a man is taking too long, then I don't necessarily agree with that. If he's taking too long, maybe he don't want to be married, or maybe you guys haven't discussed it properly and you haven't given him time to propose. So for me, it depends on the personality type of the couple. I land there.
Okay. Now, some of these comments are very controversial. All right. Salute to everybody in the comment section who have put different comments. All right. I just want everybody to just keep things respectful. Okay. You know what I mean? We don't want to, demean or put down anybody. All right. Because everybody just sharing their perspective. All right. And thank y'all for sharing this. So salute to Scorched Earth. Salute to PA Texas Worldwide. Salute to my man Grizz in the building. What's going on? Salute to everybody that pulled up, man. Appreciate all of you guys to be here. Mr. Brian, I see you as well. So anybody who want to keep it going. The topic is, should a woman ask a man to marry them? You know what I mean? Anybody can share or anybody can rebuttal or whatever else they got to do. We're here. Let's go, y'all. Oh, Grizz, you're in the building. Okay. So, Grizz, what do you think? Should a woman, salute to you, should a woman ask a man to marry them.
So, so you do you want the edited version or do you want the director's cut version?
Wherever your spirit takes you, there you should go. Say whatever it is
So,
you need to
okay,
say.
so culturally, and there's some cultures, some women do propose to the men, and I know in this culture, it's not common for a woman to propose to the men. Um, there are some women who do propose. I mean, I feel like, honestly, me personally, whatever floats your boat. If you feel like it enhances your love life, if it feels like it enhances the relationship, go ahead and by all means, go ahead and do it. I'm not opposed to anything abnormal. If you know me for a long period of time, I love things that are abnormal. But I'm not gonna lie to you because like just to keep it a stack, just to keep one thou wow. Um, my wife actually kind of proposed to me at one point. So so having a woman propose to a man, I mean, you know what? Go ahead, do it, and I'm gonna
Quentin,
let my plan.
I'm 1,000% with you, right? Let me tell you something. If I had to do it over again and be completely single over again, yes, all right. Listen. If you want to ask me, or you want to express any form of love to me, please go ahead. Please, I implore this. All right. With all the stuff that we see that can be negative, you want to bring something positive to the table and express your love for me. Come on with it. Come on with it. You know what I mean? I need to hear that. You know what I mean? I need
Um,
to hear that. Go
can I
ahead,
say
go ahead, Smitty.
something? Mhm. um, so look, right? Is there anything wrong with it? No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a simple fact of, one thing I know about women. Women are all about the slightest bit of gestures. It'd be those like real small things that we normally don't even pick up. It's so important to them, like acknowledgement, their principles, right? So my point is this: from what I know, you better make sure that you make it clear, right? Acknowledging what your position is. So, in a nutshell, back in the day, we used to have to say and think, a woman has to go ahead and throw all these hints like, ooh, I like baby clothes. Nowadays, no. Ladies, y'all really don't have to do that no more. If you are with that man who is truly about you in every form that you can ever think of, he's going to make it very, very clear. I want to be a husband one day. Now, we may not say you in particular, but we're going to say it. Oh, if you ask us about how we feel about marriage, we'll make it very clear. Oh, yeah, I desire that. I want that. Men of a certain purpose and trajectory will make it extremely clear. I don't feel complete unless I have somebody to do for. Thus, yes, I want a wife. I want a family. You don't have to get on like if you have to do that, I don't think that's the man that's at that point. You want to get married just to get married. You are totally ignoring the fact that we will make it so clear how much we adore you and desire you. You don't have to do that. If at any point you felt you had to do that, I don't care. Listen, if you fell in love on the third day, I promise you, I fell in love on the first. You understand how much we beat you to the punch. So it is. It's really one of those things I look at in the format of, okay, a woman getting down on her knee and she wants to be married. I want to be married too, But you know something? At the end of it all, if we think about it law, legal wise, which I don't know, I don't want to steer it off too deep into that, but just saying, we could sometimes hesitate not because we don't know that we want to marry you or not. We also thinking about the financial aspect. See, the thing is, we have a whole lot more to think about if this all goes down than you do every single time.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was off mute. I mean, on mute. Sorry, Smitty. Go ahead.
Rest, my mic is muted. I am not going to hold you up. I think I had enough time. Thank you.
I got a question. In addition to what you said, to expand on that a little bit. How would you feel with a woman telling a man or asking a man, can you propose to me? Is that the same thing?
The very first thing that I would do right off rip, I'm going to act like it's all right, whatever. And I'm going to be the biggest surprise person. We going to go to a random game, and I'm going to pay all this bread to make sure that we highlight it during halftime or something, whatever it is. Romantic restaurant, in our home, you name it. Oh, trust and believe, because we say it all the time. You just make it clear we want to do it. It's just, see, the thing is that we know how picky women can be. Let's just be for real. I'm not trying to be stereotypical or nothing. We as men who have been around enough of you all and love and adore you so much, we know how picky y'all can be, all the way down to just, and I want to eat this. We get into the driveway. You know what? I got a taste for this now. So hold on. I thought we was getting Asian. No, we're not getting that. We're going to get some Spanish. I want taquitos and I want pupusa. Okay, fine. Whatever. Yeah, she's about to cut me off. Let me shut up.
There's so much I can say to that. I think a lot of times men have to know their woman well enough to know.
I was finished with my example. Just take note on that.
Got you. That men have to know their women well enough to know she said she want this, but she really want this. And there are some women that need you to make a decision for them, because we do be all over the place sometimes, but that's a totally different subject. But it made me think about, what about the man that has been wounded and he loves you and he's in a relationship with you and he's giving you the world and he's showing you that he wants you, but he's so wounded, and you're understanding to that he loves you, but not enough to put himself out there to be rejected. And so you propose to him for that reason, because he has this deep rooted trauma that I need to know that you want me. I'll never propose to another woman again. Go ahead, Chalk. I see you, boo.
I apologize. I'm actually talking to my family. So please don't take me talking as I'm ready to interrupt. That's why I stay on mute. But I do want people to see my face.
Gotcha.
So please continue if you wasn't there.
How do you feel about that, Smitty, and everybody else that's on the panel? Like, if a man is wounded and maybe he's been married a couple of times and it didn't work out, so it's like, there are certain people that be like, I'll never do this again. So if he has the concept that I'll never propose to a woman again, what if his mentality is, she gonna have to propose to me? I love her, I'll take care of her, I'll do everything for her, but I'm not proposing.
That means that he's safeguarded. Because I've only been married once. I've been married for going on 18 years. He's safeguarded. So basically, like, he's so wanted to the where, like, he's just comfortable with just having a friendship with the woman or just in a relationship and seeing where it goes. And I can say right now, he's in the back of his mind, he's like, maybe I should propose. I can say right now, like, it's going to be at least that 1 to 5%. Like, maybe I should propose. Maybe I should give a woman another chance. But the rest of the percentage is like, you know what? I just had a I just had an intellectual thought. I'm gonna see what she wants before I say anything else. Um, but yeah, that's my thesis. Smitty, soapbox. If anybody else want to say something,
Do you think it's okay for her to ask him to marry her though, if he doesn't
yes,
mind being married, but he
yeah.
just doesn't want to ask himself?
I feel like it's okay. I mean, for me personally, go ahead. I do feel like a woman. If you want to get married, speak up. If you want to say, "Hey, I want to marry you. I want to make you mine," and in the words of Kevin Hart, say it with your chest. That's my thing. Like if you want him, if you need him, if you can't live without him, I want to marry you. Let's do this. But yes,
Grizz,
that's your
this
question.
is for you, Grizz. This is for you. Let's get it.
You know what song I heard when he said that? He said, "Go get it." I can't. Who's? Oh, is it R. Kelly and Jay-Z? You know, we trap all day, play all night. This is
Nah,
the life
you're
of a.
damn right.
Go get
Go get
her,
up,
go get
go
her.
get
Right.
up, go get
He said, "Go
it.
get your man."
Now, if y'all don't mind, I would like to say this.
Go ahead. Hey,
I hate it. I just hate it. I hate the fact, and I know hate is a strong word, but I really do, because I think it is infected our relationships in this country, because we have added so many layers to this that we can't even start with the first one. We don't even know how to communicate that we even really like each other. Again, you got men out here telling other men that you can't be friends with another woman 2025. Ain't nobody talking about last year.
Your Honor, Your Honor.
You got men out here, grown men, telling other men that we are the problem. You just had a grown man, professor, get on national TV and say it is women's fault that there are incels in this country. Again, now you chop it down to subgroup, i.e. minorities. I ask the same question. I ask it again. Nobody has to answer, but just rhetorically, how many positive Black relationships have you seen from begin to end on anything, shit, even a documentary about how to communicate and care for people who are naturally in a position where identity means so much to us, because that's all we've been given to hold on to. That's all we've been.
Chocolate, I would
Hold
say
on,
this.
I'm a
Less than
pause.
1%. Less than 1%. That's what I'm gonna say. So I agree with you. Less than 1%. But go ahead and cook.
We are in a issue of just comfortably being able to talk about sex around each other. Being able to really ask those questions. How do you ask those questions, right? Well, how would you tell another man that's not able to articulate, I love this woman, I want to be with her, I'm scared she gonna leave me? Who does he go talk to about that? Because like you said earlier, Smitty, you said these particular type of men, no. But unfortunately, to that, Smitty, to the number, in this country, in America, if I want a Black man, I have to choose from the 7 million that's left available. Meaning, not in jail, not alternative lifestyles, not any creepy things in their backgrounds. 7 million out of 12 from like it's 12 million of us as women, black women, meaning over the age of 18 up to the age of 65, who are available, may be eligible to marry. That's 5 million. It's a lot of competition. So if a man is supposed to know what women have to offer, because I found it interesting that you said you know how women are and we're picky. Let me ask you a question. If I came in and you had your tennis shoes on the ground, you was getting ready to clean them, and I just walked on them and stepped on them. I'm sorry, brothers, would y'all be upset about that? Brand new kicks out the box. You about to string them up.
I would be highly elated.
Picky. Sounds picky to me. Picky is not gender exclusive. Men are picky too, right? You don't want a woman that look like a wolf, do you? I'm not saying you have to answer. I'm saying in general, like you don't want a woman that smell like trash. You don't want a woman who don't brush her teeth or comb her hair. We take those things for granted until we get together and realize people stink and things ain't right about folk and people done been raised wrong. I'm a super like freaky type of clean type of person. I like my house to be clean. I love to smell bleach and Pine Sol. Yes, I am one of those kids that was raised with the ammonia, where I learned the hard way that the chemistry test that I almost passed out in the bathroom because I had mixed all that shit together. Because I didn't want to, I wanted it to be clean because I wanted to go out for the weekend.
I did that.
Now, look, I want you to understand that I'm not coming for what you said exactly, Smitty, because I've heard it before. I'm not saying that men don't have an idea of what women want. However, there's a lot of us who don't fall in the category you just described. If women were so picky, the population would not be here. Just saying. Because I know my daddy didn't deserve no kids. I'm just saying.
And where the mighty Keith got.
But I also know that my grandfather, though, he stayed with my grandmother for almost 60 years. I saw that. They stayed in the same home. They danced together. I went to their 50th anniversary. And then I was able to be at a few more. And I was like, do I want that? I knew I didn't want what my mama and my daddy had. Based on what I'd seen from my aunts and uncles, I didn't want that either. My grandparents probably came the closest. I wanted to replicate that. But what I didn't understand was I was being raised as a traditional woman. But it ain't enough traditional men to match that. Because traditional men you don't go through none of this. Traditional men are comfortable in their skin. My grandmother went on cruises by herself. He draped that woman in diamonds. My grandmother didn't have to ask for shit. She didn't have to pick up shit. She didn't have to do shit. My grandfather worshiped her dirty drawers. Make sure you see my face because I want to tell this part though. But I had went to Cleveland.
Where your hat at? Where's your cowgirl
No,
hat?
I
Come
can't
on,
put my
man.
hat on this part. I can't because I'm serious.
Yes, ma'am.
We went to go pick up a car, and at the time, my grandfather picked out a vehicle for my mom, and so we went to Cleveland to go pick it up. And so I had asked the dude I was dating at the time to come with me. Well, we went up there and we ended up having to spend the night because there was something wrong with the car. So the next morning, we kind of scrambling around, and I mean, all we could do was wait. So me and old dude was sitting in the, my grandparents had the front room. I don't know if anybody else ever had that, but we had a front room off the living room, off the kitchen. So we were sitting down there laughing, playing, being silly, we young. And I saw my grandfather walk by, and then I saw him making coffee. So I was like, let me go see what's up with my grandfather. So I go up there, and my grandfather's like, we're going to go, get this car situated. And then he asked me, he said, is that your boyfriend? And I said, nah. He said, do you love him? I said, I don't love him. And he was like, well, good. And if you ever are in a relationship, make sure he loves you more than you love him. Now, I don't know about anybody else up here, but I'm going to just tell you what my reaction was. It broke my fucking heart. Excuse my language. Like, it hurt me to hear him say that. Because that made me think in my head, he didn't think my grandmother really loved him. And they together for over 50 something years. And that scared the shit out of me. And then I was like, I don't want this either. So if we can't talk to each other, if we can't be friends, if men won't be vulnerable with us, if they don't want to share their feelings, if they're afraid they're going to be laughed at, then how the hell am I supposed to know that you truly love me? And that's what I mean by when I define a real man is just like a real woman. You are in touch with who you are, period. And you can articulate what you want in this life, and you can articulate what you don't want in this life. And not lead people on to believe that it's going to be this and it's not. I don't think it's fair on either side. So, I appreciate the time. Y'all got it.
Okay, we got brother Timotheus in the building. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right.
Timotheus.
Timotheus, got your family.
Right.
Salute to you. Glad you pulled up. I'm glad you definitely came through and showed love. So I'm gonna ask you the question: should a woman ask a man to marry her?
Me being 45 years old, I would say no. Me having a 27-year-old son that grew up in this world, I would say possibly, because the ways that I grew up and the way that this world looks today is absolutely nothing like the way I came up. Like it took 40 years. Like 40 years ago, I don't need a man was a thing in the 80s, and now it's come to fruition. Like, hey, I don't need a man, I want a man. They tell you, I don't need a man, I want a man, and know the difference. There's a difference between need and want. Make sure you know the difference. So it just depends. It's because it's tough because it depends on how that young man was raised. We as men, we tend to have this natural sense of pride in ourselves. We may feel emasculated if a woman proposes to us, makes him feel like he the woman. Oh, so you saying I'm the woman, you gonna take care of me? And look, it's a whole lot of things going on in the male psyche. So that's a tough one. But I would say, myself, I would say no, a woman should never propose to a man. No, that's not what that's about.
Got you. I don't know what you got in the background, bro, but you definitely want to turn it down a little bit because we can hear it.
Okay.
Thank you, family. I appreciate that. Does anybody want to share whatever else they need to share? We are here. We got the question. I want all perspectives shared. Y'all can rebuttal. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. We here. Let's get it. Miss Polly, if you want to take this somewhere else, you can. Whatever y'all want to do, we here for it. Let's go.
But I'm still waiting. Only one person answered the question of if a man is wounded and doesn't mind being married, and his stance is, I'll get married, but she has to ask me. How do y'all feel about that?
That man needs counseling before anything else happens in that man's life. If the person is wounded, then if they until you recognize that you have an issue, you need help, and you want to heal yourself, then you just go and just get with somebody and ruin them too. You know, spread your misery. You know, misery loves company. So I would say that that man needs to look within himself and make sure that he is secure in himself as a man, and not need to be validated in that way. That's just my 2 cents.
Mm.
If a man is wounded, should he? You said if a man is say again, family. If a man is wounded, I'm
Yeah,
doing multiple things at once. I'm
in
sorry.
this scenario,
Mm-hmm.
he loves his woman. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mind being married, but as a trauma response, he cannot bring himself to propose. So he doesn't mind being married, but he just needs her to do it because that makes him feel love in a different way. It's like, I love you, I'll take care of you, I'll be with you forever, I'm gonna honor you and do right by you. But I cannot bring myself to ask you to marry me. If we
Ma'am,
are going to be legally married, then you gonna have to act.
ma'am, I will make one comment, and I mean this with no disrespect. I don't think no nigga ever said I wanted to feel loved by you asking me to marry you. Never. I think they might say I would like you to let me know you want me to marry you, but I don't think guys are walking around just saying, "Oh, I need to know that she loved me by asking me to marry her." No, maybe you want to know that you don't want to be embarrassed by asking and getting denied because that's embarrassing. Um, most men usually know if they want a woman fairly shortly. Now, the process of getting there, the ring and all that financial crap that Smitty tries to say, that's different. But them men know what they want. They ain't confused at all. Even if all they want to do is bang you out for a year and a half, or until they find the one they do want. They are very aware of that. They just playing games, and that's what those placeholders are. And they don't want to lose the little bit of love and support they get from someone who is a good person to them. The good person is good to them, but they don't love them back the way they love them. So what ends up happening, they wait, and then a couple years later, they get a woman, they marry them right away. That's when you see those men do that. Who is that man? Ashanti and whatever his name is. How he gonna be with somebody that long?
Jelly,
And then
jelly.
2 minutes later, and grown men do this. We don't even have to use them if you don't want to. You say, "Oh, he had to love his life." No, he never wanted to marry that woman in the first place. He was just going along with it. She was decent. She did him right. And that's when those women feel used and abused for putting in years of dedication to a man and love and thinking, "Oh, it's going to pay off." And they turn around and they just say, "Oh, listen, it just, we weren't meant to be, it was great while it lasted," because they never wanted you. They wanted you to give them love and make them feel good while they continue their life and build for another bitch. Now, I mean, that was the nicest thing to say. It's for another woman. It wasn't for you. You were just the person to help them get to that place where they could give it to somebody else. And we got to take acknowledgement that does happen. Not everybody, but it does happen, and it happens quite a bit. So there's people who are placeholders, and men do know if they want a woman to be a wife or they want a woman to play with. Now, a lot of them want to play until they find what they want, because sexual access is very important to men.
Now, Miss Polly, see, this is where the man logic got to kick in. This is where the
Oh,
man
now
logic.
you got man logic, or
Oh
you mean the
yeah,
lie,
yeah,
the lie
yeah.
to her, the lie to
No,
help your
no, no, no,
brethren
no, 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 no,
continue
no,
to
no,
be
no, no,
foolish?
no,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
trying
no,
to help
no,
them be? You
no.
trying to
Hold
help
on,
them
hold
be
on, hold on,
outrageous?
hold on.
Go
No, no,
ahead.
no,
I
no,
like
no,
when y'all give a saving.
no, no,
Go
no,
ahead,
no, no,
say. I'm not gonna say
because
save a hoe. Go ahead and save a cowboy.
no, no, not even
Wrangle him
that,
up.
not even
Go
that,
ahead.
not even that. There is something
Yeah.
that you did as a woman
There
that
you
made
go.
them
She got the hat
placeholder.
on.
No, no,
Save
no.
him.
Hold on. If a man is with a woman for years and years and years, and now he's telling you that there's something that has gone wrong, there was something that you did. Now, maybe some men do not express that,
Oh,
and that's on
you
them.
Okay, thanks for
Right? That's
speaking
on
for the
them.
2%. The 2%. Thanks for giving them a way out. Ain't nobody care about them. We talking
Yeah,
about those
okay.
niggas acting out. That's what we talking
Yeah,
about.
okay. Yeah,
Anyway, I
okay.
need you to stand on business when you say it. Say, okay,
No,
it
I'm
might be
standing on business.
2%. Oh,
I'm
because
standing on
one
business.
day, because I was with you for 5 years, and then after 5 years, you took the pizza out the oven the wrong way, and now, bitch, I don't want you. Nah,
Nah,
that's
it's
not
bigger
what
than that. It's
happened.
bigger than
That
that.
ain't
It's
what
bigger than that.
happened.
It's
That ain't
bigger
what
than that.
happened.
It's
You
bigger
didn't
than
want
that.
to be with her anyway.
But
It was a
a lot of
joke.
times y'all not listening to what we're trying to say anyway. We've been showing
Oh,
you. You still ain't
oh, but
listening.
that's so hilarious. So for 5 years, you knew she didn't want to hear what you had to say, but you kept dating her. Now, how dumb is that?
Yeah, okay. So, but you're acting. Hold on, you act like it's so easy just to leave if you have kids or other
It
obligations.
is. It's called.
No, it's
It's
not.
not worth it.
No, it is not.
Is your sanity worth it? And clearly it ain't. So you ain't clearly in the right place either.
See, this is
A
an
lot of guys don't want to
example
get
of
trapped.
when. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
No, family. A lot of guys don't want to get trapped in the child support. So a lot of them wind up staying
Okay,
anyway.
that's
Let's
okay.
just be
But
clear.
see, okay, but you just changed it again. So the narrative
I'm not
is
changing
that
anything.
yes, you
I am
did. You
telling you
just said
why men
child
stay.
support. I ain't talking
I
about
am
people who have
telling you
child
why men
support. I'm
stay.
talking about men who don't have children. I'm talking about men who
Oh, now
don't have
they don't have
children
children.
or have
Okay.
children
Now
with
here we
other
go.
women.
Uh
What
huh.
you're trying to do is trying to change the narrative to give them a reason why it's
No, I'm not
okay.
trying to change
It's not
anything. I'm trying to
okay
see
to
how
put
we
someone
move.
as a
You ain't trying to hear me
placeholder
right now.
and waste their life because the thing is, all men will say this: time is different for men and women, correct? So
That's a
with
fact.
women, you waste their time, you're a bullshitter. So don't tell me bullshit because you, on the other hand, the older you get, the longer you put in time, you're more valuable to most people, right? I'm not saying everybody, but if that is the case, stop
Oh,
fucking with me in
that is
my
the case.
time.
Okay.
So you fucking
Mm-hmm.
with me in my
Mm-hmm.
time and messing with me when I'm in my prime so that you can
Mm-hmm.
go mess with another woman later because
Mm-hmm.
you didn't want me to start with. It's a joke.
See, this is an example of why
But
it
you
is
said,
very,
well,
very
hold on,
important
bro. I'm
for
sorry.
us.
You said yourself that men are more loyal to things than women at times. You said it
No,
yourself.
I told you that. I don't
Huh?
think woman's loyal. I
What?
told you that every day. I'll never take it back.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're standing on that one. Anybody
I
can pick it
always
up.
stand on it. You should stand next to me.
Really? Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Man, y'all be reaching sometime, but still, you know what I mean? I'm gonna still always hit you with the step back move, all right? Brother, go ahead. I know you want to share. Then we got Dark Lake. You can share whatever you want. And I'm gonna ask the question again. You know what I mean? Should women, ask men to marry them? You know what I mean? Sister Galaxy, I'm gonna answer your question real quick, then brother, I'm gonna let you rock, and then Dark Lake after that. Yes, I do believe if the man emotionally is not in a good space and his woman is seeing that and he has a trauma, whatever, and she wants to step in and say, hey, let's get married. I think it's all good, right? Part of me is trolling, but still, right? I think it's all good. Brother, go ahead. Brother, Prometheus, go ahead, bro. Rock
Yeah.
out.
No, I just want to comment to what she was saying, and basically what that boils down to is that we need to teach our children to communicate better and to have clear expectations expressed when dealing in relationships. Because like when she just mentioned, like your best years when you're young and all of that. A lot of times, we still the human brain doesn't develop fully until like 24 years old or something like that. So a lot of it is they're running on limited life experience and stuff like that. So it's easy for us to say now at our big old ages how certain things should have been done and how certain people need to behave. But we got to factor in, like right now, if you roll back the clock and you looked at yourself from 20 years ago, you ain't nothing like who you are today. So it's like we as and I keep saying we as the elders because I've been on. We as at our big age, we need to teach our kids that it is very, very important to have a clear expression of our expectations when dealing with relationships, because interpersonal relationships somewhere in history have fallen apart. And I don't know why that is. It could be the social media is antisocial. Nobody know how to talk to each other no more. Everybody want to be fake and do it for the gram or whatever. But person to person relationships need to be retaught. I don't think people know how to have those interpersonal relationships anymore, like when we were coming up. That's all.
Thank you,
I
brother.
just
Thank
wanted
you.
to add. I'm sorry. I just wanted to add how is it that we're supposed to have all this knowledge? even at our big ages, when there was no representation. Like, it's not on TV, wasn't in the music, ain't in our movies. And we blaming all of this on two parents, if there's two, and maybe they don't even know what it looks like. They doing what we've been told our roles are supposed to be. But you can use interdependency, but if you don't have emotional intelligence, if you can't even be vulnerable with yourself, how are these men supposed to be so vulnerable with us? And we're supposed to see this, like the Care Bear heart, that this man is okay. It goes the same, just like y'all would say, it goes the same for women, right? I would never just go off the fact that if a woman is her actions are different from her words, then I don't think she okay. Same for a man. If your actions aren't matching your words, y'all don't want to be vulnerable with us. You don't want to talk to us. You can't be our friend. We can't hang around y'all. We don't understand. I'm sorry, am I missing anything? Oh, we don't listen. We don't know. I can't remember. Oh, we're too sexual, but not sexual enough. It's all of these things, but I don't hear where these traits that other Black men are telling other Black men that they should have. I'm not talking about nobody's kids, because kids don't pay rent. They're not getting married. They're not having children. They're children. We talking about adults walking around here who have and are inept, male and female, with being able just to simply communicate without flying off the handle at each other. We pretend that this just is for the internet, but we know people act like this too at home. Okay? So I'm gonna land right there. I wonder where all of this information was supposed to be when we was growing up to pass on to our kids. I guess maybe I'm confused. I just be wondering about that. So what you got?
I would say, even if it wasn't passed down, it's possible for us to evolve into what's needed.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
you gotta
I
do
should
the
agree.
work.
I should. I mean, because like I know with me, it took me a minute.
Hold on.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
You good. Dark Lake is next. Dark Lake. Then
Oh,
Greg, you
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no. Mr. Best in the World. It's all good. Yeah, he can continue. I was trying to gather my thoughts anyway. So
Perfect. Go ahead, Grizz.
So it took me a minute because I'm gonna play this. So for me, I know when I first got married, I just realized something. So for all of us who were born in the 80s and the
In
90s,
70s. There's 7. There's some people here in
and,
70s.
yep. Actually, you know what? Parts of the 2000s and backwards. I'm gonna play that. Parts
Yeah,
of the 2000s
Mr.
and
Best is
backwards.
back there, and you know what I'm talking about.
So I'm gonna play this. So our moms, our fathers, grandparents, whoever raised us, were born in before us or whatnot. If you say something online, you get smacked. You have your own thought process, you get smacked. You so much as trying to say something intellectually is known as, you got something to say, you want to talk back, you get smacked. And so what I'm saying with that is, what I'm saying with that, and also what our grandparents is like, the men would groom the men to be a certain way and whatnot, the way they were. I found this out last year and this year with my wife and with my son. But I digress. But I found out I had a lot of aggression because I had a lot of aggression, and it was really hard for me to be vulnerable with my wife. And we've been married for 18 years now. Actually, we'll be going to 18 years now. And I'm learning how to compartmentalize my aggression, when to use my aggression, and when knowing how to, and also too goes with knowing and learning how to talk to someone, because as I'm talking to you guys the way I'm talking to you, I'm unable to talk to my wife in the manner that I'm talking to y'all. I would literally have to change my register, as it were. And so, I mean, but how am I trying to say? So basically, I can see how and why it would be kind of hard for how it be kind of hard for us to like to touch on a woman because of because of the way we were raised and the way that and yeah, so it was the way that we were raised and stuff like that. If that makes sense, but I digress. My mic is muted.
Okay. All right, all right. Anybody else want to, share anything if they want to? We are here. The question is, should a woman ask a man to marry him? Okay, we got the OG in the building. You know what I mean? Electro Jed. So the question is, since you just popped on the panel, sir, should a woman ask a man to marry her?
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my wife asked me to marry her.
What? Hold on. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. That's perfect.
Wow. That, sir, was quite an entrance.
Yeah, my wife, because I told her, honestly, I was very honest with her. I said, look, I screwed up my first marriage. I blame myself. I always take the blame. I don't care. But the first marriage didn't work out. Once the kids were grown, we went our separate ways. And I told Katie, listen, I'm not going to ask you to marry me. Don't expect it because I screwed up the first time. I'm not going to put you through that. So, so on and so forth. And she understood. She gave me hugs. She kissed me and all that stuff. And a few months down the line, she cornered me after some really, really good sex. And she asked me as I was exhausted, will you marry me? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? It's like, and that's the truth. That's the truth.
I got to hit you with this again. I'm so sorry. I got to do it again.
Wow. That, sir, was quite an entrance.
So what the brother just said is a clear example of what I was saying before. Is going into the relationship, he made his expectations very clear that, hey, this is not something that I'm wanting to do exactly, and just so you can know right off the gate, off the table, this is where I am with it. And then, so that woman was aware, okay, this is what's happening and this is what to expect. And she took matters in her own hand in this instance.
Now,
This is the scenario that I was given, minus the fact that she did it at a time to where his brain was probably compromised. Like the thought process, like you may have would have said yes to just about anything.
But to be, how you doing, Venus? How you doing? To be completely forthcoming, that year, no, actually, it wasn't that year, but. After that had happened, we had moved into a different house and everything like that. We were having roommates, and during Christmas time, I did want to surprise her. So I went out, bought her an engagement ring. She didn't know about it. I went out and spent a pretty penny on this engagement ring, and I hid it at the top of the tree. And I wanted her to put the star on the tree. So, and she found it there. I said, yeah. And so then she did ask me to marry her first, but I wanted to make it official. And here's the engagement ring and blah, blah, blah. And, that we went through that, but she went through a lot, man. She went through almost a 5-year engagement. We were together for almost 5 years before we got married. That woman, she patient. And she very, very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Resilience?
Resilient. Yeah, there you go. She's very resilient. And she had her mind set on that and she got what she wanted. I got what I wanted because I didn't think that I would actually find a woman that would put up with me. And that's how I have to put it. She puts up with a lot, and she puts up with me. That's a lot. And I've been the happiest I've been in my entire life ever since I've been with this woman.
Aww. Well, that goes back. That
What's
that
going on?
scenario explains what Smitty and
That's
I were both
beautiful.
saying. Because Smitty said if a woman proposed to him, he would flip the script. It's like, okay, I know she want to get married. I must have mixed some context clues. So I'm gonna flip the script and I'm gonna have to ask her to marry me because we just can't get married off you asking me to marry you. Like we not doing that.
The marriage, the relationship has been going on for 17 years. Wait, let me think about this. Yeah, we've been together for 17 years, married, going on 13, 14 years now.
But it started with her proposing, saying, "Will you marry me?"
Oh yeah,
And it has worked out just fine.
oh yeah,
Healthy relationship.
oh yeah. And
Wait,
mind,
I have a question. Did you ever later on ask her formally?
yeah.
Exactly. So the first one is just her asking if you would marry her, but you still went back and did it the other way, right?
I did that.
Oh,
And
okay.
she asked me to
Polly,
marry.
don't do that, Miss Polly. Don't do that.
I
Don't do
didn't
Well,
do
that.
I
anything.
did
I made it.
iterate
That's
that.
that's the whole point.
She asked,
Suggesting to a man that he should marry you and he still does it the other way is not the same as a whole woman making a party and bringing a ring, going to the store, it's dropping 5K on a ring, and coming and making a party, and there with your daddy and your mom and hand you a ring. That's a different scenario.
No. You're getting it wrong. She legit.
I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything wrong. I said it's the difference between the two. That's all I said.
She didn't suggest that I marry her.
She said, "Will you marry me?" That's it. And then she went on with her date.
She asked me to marry her.
Did she get on one knee at a party or an event or a dinner or something like that, or is it just you were just sitting there one day somewhere?
No, basically, she was on 2 knees when she asked. If you
so basically, like I said, it wasn't even formal. No, it's not formal. It's not the same. I'm sorry. That's wonderful. She did that. I'm glad she was giving you the best uplifting day, but that has nothing to do with the point of being. That's unfortunate. It's not the same. It's not formal. A man doing that is way more formal than a woman going, "Hey, will you marry me?" on in any way. Like she didn't put any thought. I'm talking about women who are putting large amounts of money. They're making preparation as if it's a big thing, and that's it. The man doesn't come back later and say, "Hey, do you want to marry me?" in front of fam? No.
I get what she's saying. Because I get what she's saying because the sister is saying that even you just said that you still made a gesture with the whole Christmas and the star and all of that. So you still went back.
That was a gesture. That was a gesture. What I did is I wanted her to understand that I took what she said very serious. And
right, but it wasn't serious until you did that.
No, it was serious. But this was my token. This was my token of showing her I took her serious.
Father just don't want to be wrong.
No, because you guys are trying. You're just trying to make up every single reason. Yes,
what she's saying is it's different when the man flips the script. Even if she did formally,
no, girl, she didn't formally. Propose. She was giving out something.
I said if, even if one was to formally propose. What Smitty said earlier is he would do the same thing. He would flip the script. He cannot take his woman or a woman proposing to him. Okay, yeah, I see what's going on here, but I can't get married on the strength of you proposing to me. We gonna have to flip the script. So she's just saying that it's different when a man flips the script. That's all she's saying.
I understand what she's saying. I do not agree with it for this reason, and this reason alone. The only reason she didn't give me a ring is that we couldn't afford anything at the time. We were living with roommates. My friend let us into his house and let us stay with him. Right, so we couldn't afford anything at the time. The only reason that I was able to get a ring is that I started working and I started making some money. The ring was just a gesture on my part. She did the work. And if we really want to get technical, it was her family, her mom that paid for the wedding. It's supposed, her mom paid for my tuxedo, paid
Okay.
for the wedding. You know,
And I'm not trying to be an asshole by saying this comment here. A lot of white families do that. So I'm just saying that's a tradition that is done over there. I'm just being honest. I wanted to stop. No, it does. It has to do with culture. It has to do with culture. And it has to do with culture. And I've been all up in that culture. And I'm half. So I know you can't fool me. You can't fool somebody who's half. Yes, I'm a white bitch. And I'm telling you.
Are you going under the assumption
that is something that happens on that side? That is something that happens. There are lots of families who goes back and forth.
He's not white.
His white bitches.
You guys saw Timotheus's face. You just
his wife is. His wife is. So what I'm talking about? It don't matter. His wife is. He's saying his wife's family. That's what they are.
Oh my gosh.
So now I'm wrong because his wife is. Come on now.
I'm not exactly sure what point.
What I'm saying is, in that we're going by culture now. You just made a comment like that didn't make a difference because that's like anywhere else. That's a lot of times. See that every day. Anywhere in that culture, you see that every day. They ain't nothing new. A lot of young women's parents will pay for their daughter's dream wedding or a wedding that they can afford to help with. They will. That's not seen on the other culture. And I'll tell you that not really. No.
That's all.
That's usually a household thing. If you get married, me and you gotta pay for it. It ain't no other people helping us in the background.
All I know is that.
Oh, but see, that's tradition, though, Miss Carly.
Because I didn't want to put
that's not
a position.
I can't hear what OG's saying. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Wait. Go ahead, Electro J. Go ahead.
I wasn't going to put her in the position because I thought I already failed in one marriage, and I had doubts about my capability of acting like a responsible adult, even at 42. You know?
I agree.
And I was truly not gonna. I was gonna stay with her. I love.
But you weren't gonna marry her, right? That's what I've been saying this whole damn time. I already said that earlier. You might not have been here. I said that. I said the only reason is to basically confirm. You're confirming. You're confirming.
Let him finish.
You know what?
In fairness, when you're talking about culture, isn't shacking up like a big part of our culture?
Hold on. Allow OG to land his plane, y'all. Hold on.
She's the one that asked me, and I'm the one that accepted. So I do feel that's a role reversal, and I'm okay with it. I didn't feel emasculated, eviscerated. I didn't feel any of that stuff. All I felt for that woman, that I still feel for this woman to this day, is nothing but love. And it's that simple. I'm not gonna get into the gesture of it. She wanted to marry me, and I wasn't too sure if I was good enough for her.
Wait, but you still wanted to marry her.
When she asked,
right, you wanted to marry her, you just weren't sure if she wanted to marry you.
I couldn't believe that she wanted to marry me.
But at the end of the day, that's the whole point. You just didn't go forward with it because you were insecure in what you could give her. That has nothing to do with the fact that you still went back. And after you got that confirmation, you still then, after you were now sure, you went and you still gestured back because that's the formal.
I bought the ring to make her happy. I wanted her to have a ring.
That's just a gift, but the fact that you went out your way to make a gesture
on her face.
Yeah, but that's what all men do when they want to get married. There's nothing though any different. But now let's say this happened. Let's say, just give an example. Let's say this happened. If she asked you to marry, she got the ring and she did all that stuff you did, and you did nothing back. That is different. That is role reversal. But that's not what happened.
I don't know. I think you're you're playing with semantics right now.
It's not. Now, would you have not done none of that? You didn't have to do that. If she came with a ring, put a ring on your finger, and that was it, then this would be a whole other story. But that's not the case.
The only reason that she didn't give me a ring is because
But then you didn't have to gesture back. You didn't have to do shit. It was already done. Why did you do it back? For what purpose?
But see, no, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree because she made the move.
I understand that.
Accepted the move. The only reason I just wanted to make a gesture to her that, yes, I want you to know I do want to get married, because I put her through a long and
But why would you have to do that if you already said yes when you were standing there? Why would you have to reconfirm something you already said when you were standing there above her?
Because it's a fine and good gesture.
But it makes no sense. If I ask you, do you want a sandwich? And you say yes, why would you reconfirm by coming back to me and say, hey, do you want a sandwich? I'm like, I already asked you that.
I think
that'd be ridiculous. That'd be a waste of time.
Trying to make a point. The point
the point is, it's a waste of time, because what happened was you just need confirmation. You got your confirmation, which is wonderful. And then you still did the same thing as a man would do.
No,
you asked her to marry you.
I was able to get the money at the time.
But it didn't even that the money has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that you wanted to ask her to marry you, because it wasn't good enough that she asked you.
It was good enough that
if it was good enough, you wouldn't have asked her back.
Long story short, you guys do not agree with one another.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
That is a fact.
I'll let it be, but it just doesn't make sense to ask someone a question 2 times, because if you knew that it was fine, you wouldn't ask back. I've never had a kid come in my room. I've never had a child come to me and say, hey, can I go to the store? And I say, yeah. And they come back later like, hey, do you want to go to the store? No, you take the shit
on my part, because
you take that shit and run. Well, it sounds crazy.
Because I had the money at the time. If Katie would have had the money, she would have bought the ring at the time.
But the ring has nothing to do with the fact you could have got married without a ring. You could have just, lots of people don't have rings. No one cares. The fact is that you had to ask her.
Oh,
no one cares if you have a ring or not. That doesn't mean anything. Hey, the contract doesn't say you have to have a ring, my friend.
No, but I
you just get married.
You after this, but no, Miss Polly, you deserve this one.
No. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all be
I
delusional.
understand the position that she's taking.
I'm going.
Go ahead, Dark. I know the brother Dark been waiting.
Dark definitely is on
I
you.
didn't mean to get into
Polly,
argument. I wasn't trying to be confrontational. That wasn't my goal at all. I just thought I'd share.
No. You stay in your point. No. Stand on your square. OG, we here.
Well,
don't let him hype you up. Yeah, hype man with no hype.
I wanted to respond to Miss Polly, but I also want to respond to Galaxy Venus, and that's kind of lengthy. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Smitty, I saw it in the chat that you wanted to say something. You can go ahead, because I wanted to speak with Galaxy real quick, and it might take a minute. I don't know. Go ahead.
Wait, go ahead. It's on you. You have the rock.
Okay, I'll just get out the way so
Smitty
Smitty can go.
Go ahead,
Okay, I'll rock. All right. How's everyone doing? Thank you, Mr. Best in the World, for having me on the show again. I appreciate it. I thought it was a great conversation, which prompted me to hop on here and have my 2 cents. Miss Polly, right? The thing is that I could be wrong, but I think Electro Jed, and correct me if I'm wrong, Electro, I don't think you illustrated what the real factor was. And it's kind of like, not a machismo thing, but it's just like men want to feel like men, right? And even if it's something that amounts to a traditional thing, as in the man being the assertive one, as in the man asking the woman initially, it's nothing wrong with a woman asking the man. But a lot of times it's like that doesn't make you feel like a man, because you're supposed to be the one who's inserting that scenario. So for example, like my senior year of high school, a girl walked into the chemistry class and asked me to prom, right? I was flattered by this. I said, yeah, I go to prom with you. But I didn't feel right the next day. So I actually went and bought some chocolates and something else, I think a card too. And I went to her class and I asked her to prom, and I pretended like she didn't even ask me. Now, maybe that was unnecessary, whatever. But it wasn't until I did that I actually felt like I'm the man asking this girl to prom, even though I knew she wanted to go with me because she asked me the day before. You feel me? So I couldn't just, like, inside, I couldn't just let that be, right? Like, no one even had to know about it. No one had to know that she asked me initially, right? But I knew, and I felt a certain type of way about it. It wasn't a reflection on her. It was just me inside. I'm like, I'm supposed to be the one who asked, the girl out to the prom. You feel me? Like, she's not supposed to ask me. You could blame that on media. You could blame that on TV shows or movies or whatever. But that's how I felt. And I think that's how Electro felt. He can correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong?
My thing is, you're not entirely wrong. I see where you're going with that. I can only state how I felt at the time. When she asked me, I was, a bit exhausted. It's a funny story to say the way that she asked me, but legit, that's what happened. But the fact that she asked me, and she asked me with all sincerity. And when I had told her I wasn't going to ask her to marry me as much as I loved her, I said that with all sincerity. But when I said yes to her question of would I marry her, that was genuine. I said yes because, I love her that much that I want to marry her. I just wasn't going to ask. And she took it upon herself. I'm not going to take that away from her in any way, shape, or form. Now, with my gesture with the ring, technically, I didn't ask her to marry me. The ring was just a purchase to make sure she knows that I know this bond was real. Plain and simple. But I wanted to give her something because why does my ex-wife get my ex-wife got a really fucking nice ring that I'm still mad
But
about.
Electro, I think this is where Miss Polly is right. I think that you're being a bit disingenuous about that because you didn't have to do that. If she's the one who initiated it, right? You didn't have to do anything. You could have just been married at that point, but you did. And I think what I'm pulling at is I think you had a similar feeling that I had, even though a marriage and a prom date is two totally different things. But I think that you had a sense that I felt, which is a man is supposed to be doing this. That's what I'm trying to
all I did was purchase the ring, and I wanted to surprise her and make her happy and give her a gift. The ring was mostly a gift. The marriage, the contract of us getting married, that was a done deal. It was going to happen no matter what. The ring was just my gift to her.
But that if you didn't do that, then she would have felt a certain type of way about that if you didn't do it, though.
No, she would have. No, she wouldn't have. She was surprised by it. She didn't expect me to do that at all.
So let me ask you this, dearie. Let's just say you didn't get the ring when you did get the ring.
Right.
And you guys got married without a ring. Mm-hmm. And then a year after the marriage, that's when you got a ring. Mm-hmm. Or you bought her a ring. What would the difference in those scenarios be for you?
Not a damn thing, because it's still the same relationship to the same two people that love each other the same amount.
With that being said, can you see where they're coming from that you didn't have to get the ring then?
No, I didn't have to. I wanted.
That's all they're saying. That's all they're saying right there. You didn't have to do it after she proposed. Just plain and simple, just like that. You guys could have gotten married. She proposed. You accepted, and that was that.
But it was also Christmas time. I wanted to give her a gift.
Yo,
I'm saying,
you got.
She proposed, and he wanted to get a ring. Can we move on?
Okay, let's move on. I'm not. Hey, Electro, I'm not laughing at you. I just.
Hey, look.
Wait, hold on.
First of all, I don't think
because I want Smitty to go
up here, and I'm not. If I can make you laugh, then I feel better.
Okay.
I just want everybody to understand what's going on. So we understand what's going on. It's time for something else.
Yeah, that's fine. But I thought I'd share the story, and that's okay. I feel differently. I don't agree with Miss Polly, respectfully, but that's okay. I'm good.
Well, I think you're missing what I'm trying to say, because I hear what you're saying. Is that like you wanted to get her something? So if I asked even more questions, if I said, okay, did you get married without a ring?
We would have, yes.
No, not would have. Did you do it?
No,
wait. But you don't gotta explain yourself. I'm just asking a couple questions. So when did you actually get married? Like months after you got the ring, or what?
No, it was years. She waited almost 5 years.
No, after she got the ring.
Yeah, it was a while.
So you got her the ring and you still didn't get married to her.
No, she did. I'm telling you, that woman put up with a
No,
lot.
I didn't. I mean, I don't know your situation. I don't want you to put that out. That's not the point. What I'm saying is that the initial thing that happened, because listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I told a whole bunch of niggas I'm gonna marry him. I don't give a fuck about that. Did they marry me? That is the question. Did they go and get a ring and go, let's go, we going on the 13th, baby? No. That's just not how it goes. And I know what you're saying, like it was gonna happen. You got confirmation that a woman wanted you. That is wonderful. That actually took a lot of relief off of, stress off you. That's cool. And then whatever happened in between there, you didn't get married till later. That's cool. But at the end of the day, the initial, what she did was just basically letting you know that she was willing to be in that position. Nothing happened for years. So that didn't change anything. And that's all I was saying. That didn't matter. Even you giving her that ring didn't matter because you didn't do nothing for years. It didn't.
Well, no,
it didn't
Miss
do
Polly,
anything.
it matters. No, it matters in my opinion. But I think
Okay,
you're
I
right,
mean, we can say
But
that
he
they're
doesn't
anomaly
agree.
and all that.
He
But
doesn't agree though.
It didn't
And if
do
he doesn't
anything.
agree, if he hasn't
I
agreed
mean,
by
yeah, you
now,
don't have to
I don't
agree.
think there's anything anybody can say to make him agree.
Okay, how about this? I don't want him to agree. But you don't have to agree to something that's clear. You don't have to. I don't have to agree the sun is bright. It's bright. Ain't nothing there to do. I can say it's not bright all day. My son says it's not cold when it's 20 degrees outside. But that shit is cold. And that's okay. And I go about my day. But
Well,
it
Miss
is what
Polly,
it is.
was
Facts
Christmas,
is with
but it was
facts.
Christmas though.
Hey, listen, and that's cool. That's why I said he got her a gift. That's cool.
Hold
Like
on,
that
y'all.
had
Hold on,
nothing to
y'all.
do with it. That's cool.
Hold on, family. Hold on.
Oh,
Salute to
let's go.
Coach Ferg. Thank you, Coach Ferg. We appreciate you. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the coach. He is on YouTube. Show the coach some love. Listen, we cannot tell this man, right? What level? We can't tell OG the level of love or what his woman was thinking and all that. Only he knows that. You know what I mean? So Miss Polly, I feel you.
But no one's
I hear
saying
you.
that. No one's taking her
Okay.
love away
Yeah,
by saying
but
saying that her gesture of commenting. No, you're not hearing me. Then if you're rebuttaling my love, she loved me. That
Miss
then you
Polly,
missed the whole point and went over your head.
you're listening to respond, but you're not listening to hear.
No, I'm not at this point, and I'll be real honest with it because it doesn't
I
matter
know
what
you're
you're
not.
saying because it sounds ridiculous. Because the fact is, if someone is saying that, they're confused about what I'm saying. That's it.
Hold on, let
That's
me
just
say
all
this.
it is.
Let me say this. I'm gonna let everybody else rock, and I'm gonna get Smitty in here once I say this, because Smitty been waiting patiently. Listen, salute to my sister Melissa, the exclusive. You know what I mean? She will have a show on this network very, very soon. All right. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all love and support her. You know what I mean? And show her the love. You know what I mean? You know, as a family. So listen, we cannot tell this man the nature and makeup of what him and his woman and the bond that they got. You know what I mean? We're listening to understand it. We may not agree. We may think it's out of a man's nature or a woman's nature, whatever. Right? But still, he's letting us know what it is, and they together. So how can we?
No one said that.
Wait.
No, you ain't gonna put a narrative on me. I didn't say. You a lie.
No, hold on. If two agree upon one thing, if two like the Bible says, if two agree upon something, they can take a city. That's what the word says, right? I ain't trying to get spiritual, but what it is, what it is.
Was that what you telling people at night? I didn't even say that. I didn't disagree.
Tomorrow.
I didn't disagree.
Let the bottom dollar that tomorrow.
Yeah, tell me alone.
The sun is shining. Are we going inside or are we staying outside? What are we doing while the sun is
right
shining?
now? We all over the place. Salute to Lola. Smitty, it's on you, bro. Go ahead and shoot, bro. We here.
And then that other brother said he had a question or something he wanted to say. So
Oh yeah, I'll just wait till Smitty's done, and yeah, it's all good. Thank you for remembering that.
Yeah, my back, Dark Lake. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, Smitty. It's on you, bro.
He said a lot of stuff, basically.
He said 30-second for pause. Put the clip. Let's get out. Okay. I'm lost, Smitty. I'm so lost.
He's looking up something. He's probably trying to look up how something. How about that?
Okay. Darkley, go ahead. Ask your question to Galaxy.
Yeah, Galaxy. How you doing? I was hearing a part of the show earlier that you were speaking about, but I didn't hear the whole context. You were talking about a woman who is like dating this guy who said that the only way he feels like she loves him is if she proposes. Was that what you were saying?
That was part of it. The most part of the scenario explains. I forget the gentleman's name that was just talking about his wife proposing. It's a man that is scarred or wounded in whatever way. He loves his woman. He doesn't mind being married. He honors her. He's going to take care of her. He is with her. But he refuses to ask the question. If she asks, he'll accept. But for whatever reason, he cannot or will not bring himself to ask the question. Just the question.
And
but
how
he
long
will
has it been?
marry.
How
Say
long
that
has it been?
again.
How long has it been in their relationship? Do you know?
I didn't give a time frame. I don't really see a time frame for the scenario because they are together and he's committed. He's fully committed. To me, that's the most important thing outside of time. Commitment is commitment, period.
Outside of time? No, a time is absolutely a factor. I have to disagree with you about that. Because the thing about it is, you could be committed for a day, right? Like, there should be a time frame on things if we're approaching structure in orderly fashions, right? So I could be committed to a woman for 3 hours, right? That doesn't mean that I am dedicated to the long-term commitment of like pursuing this woman and making her mine, right? And so the reason why I asked you about that, I want to get a bit more context, is that that perspective that man projected, I think it reveals a lot about that guy. It's only two scenarios that could exist. One, he's just like a BSer. He's just talking game because he just wants her for whatever, but he doesn't want to commit, but he still wants her, right? It's that, right? Or it's two, he actually believes what he's saying and he's just not an assertive person and he's not very masculine. So it's only those two scenarios that exist pertaining to this guy's words that you shared on the show. And this is just my humble opinion. The thing about it is, it reflects a lot of things. If he's not going to be assertive and go for what he wants as a man and propose to the woman he wants to be with, how does that not reflect in other aspects of his life? If he wants a promotion, he's dedicated to his job. He wants a promotion, but he's just going to wait for them to offer it. He's not going to go and pursue it assertively and demand that he gets a promotion for the effort he put in his job, right? The type of man that you are illustrating, I can see waiting to get a promotion, not being assertive and going for what he wants as a man, right? And so the reason why I bring this up is because you'll have some women dealing with dudes like that, right? And nothing will ever come. And I'm not trying to put no evil on that relationship. I don't know those people personally. Like I said, this is my humble opinion. But you'll have a situation like that, and there's a prolonged period of shacking up, right? And the woman is just accepting it. So then guess what? There's no nuclear family. There's no two-parent households. There's just a single woman and a single man now, right? Maybe he knocked her up, maybe he didn't. But at the end of the day, it's a failed relationship. At the end of the day, it's a failed relationship.
Excuse me, sir. Did she break in?
Yeah, she did.
Break in to the house?
Yeah, she did.
She broke in, huh?
Yeah, she broke inside the window.
She made him get her pregnant.
Yeah.
Whether she did, I can't.
I never.
On,
what are you talking about? Chocolate. Hold on, wait. I never said this is.
That's
I'm not blaming women. What are you talking about?
You coming up with?
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh, you're going in to get a promotion? So you
You
gotta show that you got a wife. You gotta show
no,
you
that's
got
not
a
what I said.
friend.
Wait a minute.
No, that
Wait a
wasn't
minute. Wait a minute.
that
That
wasn't
wasn't what I was
what
saying.
he asserted.
What he said
I
was
heard what he said, gentlemen.
an
Thank you,
unassertive
Timotheus.
When the
man.
last time you had to go into your job and it has been that you being married has been a part of the requirement?
That was not
Who?
what I said, and that was
Tell
not my
me.
point.
Who? Tell
Hold on,
me.
bro. Let me
I
talk to
didn't
sis
say
real
that.
quick.
No,
Let
no,
me
no,
talk.
no.
Let
Okay,
me let me talk to
just
sis
Chakras.
real quick.
I'm sorry.
She
I'm gonna
might
calm down,
understand.
Chakras.
She
I'm
might
gonna calm down. I'm
understand
sorry.
me a little bit
I'm
better.
sorry, Chakras.
No,
I love
no,
you,
Miss
Chocolate.
Venus.
I love you,
No,
Chocolate.
Miss Venus.
Go ahead.
Please, it's
Go ahead,
okay.
guys.
I respect you like my auntie, like a sister, like a friend. Don't do it. Cause no, I'm not
don't
letting
do
Dark
what?
Lake getting away from
No, but
you
that's
know,
not. I don't
because he
believe
would
that, Chocolate.
never
That
let
wasn't
me
my
get
point.
away with what that baloney he
Oh,
just spouted about men and relationships. He would jump, tap, dance all over my head with the microphone.
he's not talking about relationships.
Chocolate.
He's speaking
If
in
that were my point, I would agree with you.
relation to unassertiveness.
Right. And
That's
all I'm
the
saying, and thank
that's
you,
the
Galaxy
subject.
Chocolate. What I'm saying is that reflects in a lot of different
That's
areas
even
in a man's
worse. Y'all,
life. That's
that's
what I'm
even
saying.
worse.
I just
That's
used
horrible.
wait, 1 second. I just used a job as an example, right? The point that you were making, I wasn't making that point. If I made that point, I would
It
agree
needs
with
to
you,
be,
right?
but it needs to be
But
made because
listen,
we know that there are men who go through this. Just
it
like
needs to
that,
be made.
where are all of these smooth operator dudes out here? Like I said, you are blaming women. It's an innate bias. You can't
No,
help
I'm not
yourself.
blaming women.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
blaming
yes,
women.
listen, brother. Listen, brother, I love you. That's what I'm gonna tell you right
I love
now.
you too,
You may
sister.
think what you're saying is unproblematic, but you are younger than me. And I heard my daddy's friends talking the way you talk. That is scary. That's scary. These men were broken, given broken information. These were not men who were stable. We had a lot of men who had issues. We understand that there is a carry and a cover because black men been standing next to black women since I've been remembering. So all of this, it's only two men scenario. Yeah, Lord, I'm not even Catholic, but I wish I could be possessed with something that didn't care. But I do care because it's so scary. You don't even hear the damage that you're doing to other men. Where do y'all get off with this? It's like this. You don't want us to know about your feelings. You don't want to tell us the truth. You want to string us along. You want to keep us at bay. You want to keep us out your pockets. We don't need to know your kids. We don't want to meet your mama, but we do like you. Give it some time. But when you get to the place that you are ready to live and die for another person, that's different. Because you are over there cooking for his mama. You are over there mopping the floor. You happy because that's your man. You are showing these different gestures and even coming down to however you propose or not. But to sit up here and pretend as though you know better. That's why you shit smiling again. This is the second time I'm gonna caught you, dog.
I'm just amazed.
For real.
I'm just
I know
so
you
amazed.
are. I know you are. Because I'm gonna drop this on you too. When men start giving each other grace, then you can talk to me about me as a woman. Because until then, you can't tell me nothing because I'm not dating women and you're not dating men. So how we are in the bedroom and how we are in the boardroom, different, right? But we still make it work, don't we? You go to work every day with women. I go to work with men, predominantly men. Ain't nobody up.
I don't.
But even still, we live around each other, sir. Come on. When did we become
I get your point.
enemies?
I
Why
get your
is
point.
it always a man is weak because he takes a proposal? Now a man ain't
I didn't
shit
say that.
if he takes a proposal from the woman that love him.
I did
You
not say
didn't
that.
say it verbatim, but I can put it out how I got it. This
I
is my
no,
perspective.
listen, I was expressing how men feel when I gave the example
Oh,
of
but
my
I thought it
prom
was your
date.
humble opinion.
But you just said earlier that
I
men
thought it
don't
was
like to
your-
share how they feel, and I just
They
shared how you
don't.
feel, and you're blaming the victim. Yes, I
What
just
I
called
what
you.
I got from what you
Please.
said, bro. What I got from what the brother
Let's see
said
what Tim
was
said. Chocolate, wait. Let Tim's get in. He ain't got in.
Yes, please,
well,
Tim.
I was
You
just
got
gonna
it,
say
baby.
what I got from what the brother said. I don't remember the first part of the two options that he had, but the second part I took from it similar to what I thought for myself. Is like there's that insecurity in that man, that he's insecure in this relationship, which is why he would be in the whole relationship, be down and all of that, but there was an insecurity in him to where as why he didn't feel secure enough to propose. Like, I'll be married and all of that, but I won't propose because he has a fear of rejection. It's an insecurity
or something.
The way that the reason that he knows that she really wants to marry him is he has to hear it from her. That's an insecurity. That's how I took it.
Right. That was my point. And Chocolate, you're shaking your head, but that was the point that I was trying to make. And what I'm trying to say is, thank you, Timotheus. I really appreciate that. When I see your name, I'm thinking of that Key and Peele episode where it's like Timothy. It's like present. That's hilarious. Anyway, Galaxy. And I'm sorry, Chocolate, I'm not disregarding anything you're saying. I was listening to you, but I want to get to Galaxy real quick. And I want to let Smitty go because I think he's still waiting. But
He got the clip.
But I want I'll just end it here. What I wanted to say is that for whatever reason, right, there's a lot of women who are choosing dudes like that, irrespective of their race, right? The problem is when that type of accepting of that type of man is normalized, right? Then later down the road, those two people have problems, right? There's a resentment of that man not being assertive. So then what happens is...
Hold on. We got to park. Time is up. Time is off. You know what I mean?
Where's the timer at?
Yeah, I just took the timer down because now we get into my man Smitty clip because he's been patient. I had a phone call.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
I want you to keep your point. Don't forget your point, Star Lake. All right, which I know you won't, because you're an intellectual soapbox yourself. You feel me? But
Don't tell him that. Why would you say that?
He is.
What?
He knows how I feel about him, man.
No, that Dark Lake. That wasn't a gesture towards you. You don't want to be anybody's soapbox. You want to be amazing box. Get out of here.
You know what, Miss Polly. You are really going for it today. You know, and we're gonna. You know, I'm glad that you are. You know, what I mean, I love all of the love. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to Smitty's clip. All right, I'm gonna put it on stage. Smitty, you direct this, and let's get it.
Marry for love? For most of history, the idea would have seemed silly. Marriage was essential for day-to-day survival, for reproduction and social acceptance. Today, we marry for love and so much more. But how did we get here? Let's look to Abraham Maslow as our unlikely tour guide. Maybe you learned in Psych 101 about his hierarchy of needs. With physiological and safety needs at the bottom, belonging and love needs in the middle, and esteem and self-actualization needs at the top. Like a video game of life, you can't pursue the higher needs until you've met the lower ones. For thousands of years, spouses were workmates. They struggled together to produce the food, clothing, and shelter required to survive. Then, starting around 1850, America and other Western nations industrialized. Increasing wealth meant that more people could meet those low-level needs without being married. For the first time ever, personal fulfillment became a primary goal of marriage, which jumped up to Maslow's love and belonging level. Spouses went from workmates to soulmates. But this early version of soulmate marriage was based on the idea that men and women should adhere to radically different gender stereotypes in order to inspire love. The assertive breadwinner married the nurturing homemaker. In the 1960s, people staged a full-on revolt against these constricting social roles. Individuality, freedom of expression, and authenticity became the holy grail. Today, we still marry for love, but we also require that our partner help us grow toward our authentic self. Michelangelo said that sculpting is not about creating a sculpture, but about revealing it, chiseling and polishing the block of marble to reveal the beautiful form slumbering within. Similarly, married people began looking to their partner to sculpt away their flaws and facades, bringing forth the authentic self buried within. The climb of marriage up Maslow's hierarchy creates a paradox. On one hand, as our expectations become increasingly complex, more marriages fall short. To meet our highest needs, our partner must understand us profoundly. Even if we invest tons of time and effort in the relationship, which most of us aren't doing, there's no guarantee we'll attain this level of understanding. From this perspective, it's no surprise that the divorce rate doubled between 1960 and 1980, reaching 50%, or that the average marriage is less satisfying today than it was a few decades ago. On the other hand, the best marriages today are better than the best marriages of earlier eras. When they do manage to fulfill our highest needs, we can achieve, in Maslow's words, profound happiness, serenity, and richness of the inner life. In our grandparents' era, a loving and respectful marriage generally made people happy. Today, many of us find such a marriage disappointing if it doesn't also facilitate our voyage of self-discovery and personal growth. But those of us whose marriage achieves all of that enjoy a level of marital fulfillment that Grandma and Grandpa wouldn't have dreamed possible.
If anybody want to build on that, go ahead. Or Smitty, you can take the floor on that one since you shared the video.
Smitty, what are you drinking?
Oh, wow.
Lemon zinger tea.
Why you had to say it like that? Wait a minute. Don't do that. might catch another wife, bitch. Oh, down. I was just joking. You don't gotta do that.
Well, I just want to say when I first got on the call, I was basically saying the same thing that video was basically saying. It's like as time progressed, like the way we view and value marriage is completely different. So, how I felt about a woman proposing to a man was completely different. Asking me from my generation versus, like I said, my 27-year-old son might have a different stand and viewpoint on it, being that he grew up in a different culture than I did.
Could I just add that the people that aren't getting married are the people in our age group, not the kids? Like, it's because, again, if you can't communicate just your simple feelings, how do we even get to this level of conversation?
Well,
how do we get there?
Well,
I think
it depends on when you look at when these age groups, because Kevin Samuels misquoted that all the time. He would always say, 25, only 25% of women get married. But when you go actually look at the stat, it's a bracket that says from ages 18 to 25. And he's quoting that particular bracket of, yes, only 25% of women in that age bracket. When you look at the age brackets as they progress, the percentile goes up. More and more people get married as they get older.
I wasn't giving a percentage. What I'm saying is we have a hard time communicating with each other, period. Just from the example of being on YouTube for over 3 years, and we're still having the same conversations, and we're still leading with our egos and leading with pride and leading with, again, just admit the fact that this all has a bedding of religion. No matter what y'all say, the way we marry now is not the way our culture married, if you want to go there. We are following the laws that are set in front of us. We weren't there. Nobody jumped a broom. Nobody even saw nobody jump a broom. We read about it. We learned about it. We saw videos about it. Again, where is this representation? Where is it?
But
y'all expect to know? No, it's not. It's not. Because if it was common, love, if it was so common, then all of us would if we so chose to, would be married, and family would be our number one, and we wouldn't have time for the internet because all of us would be outside doing what we needed to do to make our community better, right? Whether
I
we
said
were
it was
married or
common
not.
sense. I
No, no,
didn't
no,
say
no,
it
no,
was
no, 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 no,
common.
no, no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
say it
no,
was
no,
common.
no.
That's
Now don't
but
jump
that's
in with that
but
because
that's
that again
literally
is a
what I
cop out.
said.
No,
That's
no,
literally
you
what I
didn't
said. I
say
said that
that.
the times
What
have
does that have
changed
to do?
because
No,
okay,
you
look,
have to
because you're
give
making a reference. You're
specifics.
making a reference
No,
to
give
of jumping over the
specifics.
broom, specific in what way
Why?
that culture
Hold
just
on, hold
changed.
on. Even before we get to jumping over the broom,
But that's what you
we
mentioned. That's why
can't
I mentioned that.
even. Yes, I did. I mentioned it as a part of. It's not the only thing I said. I'm talking
Right.
about this culture that all of a sudden Black folks have decided that we should adopt when we have no representation of it. And then we turn around and blame each other. You blaming me and I'm blaming you. But where is the representation? Can you name off how many prominent or how many Black weddings you've been to this year? Last year. When the last
Not
time you've
many.
been to a wedding?
But why do
Not
we
many.
all need
No,
to
no,
be
no, 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 no.
followers?
I'm
Why
just
do we need
asking a question.
representation to
No,
do
I
the
I'm
give you
just
work?
I give you
asking. Now,
suspended
fool.
rhetorically.
No,
I
you
give you a
don't
rhetorical
want to
question.
deal with that. You don't want to deal with the representation piece because then you can easily blame someone else. Every other culture that y'all sit up here and yell about all the time. Every other culture of women, every other culture of men, I don't care about that. I'm a Black woman, proud to be all day, 24/7. But I don't see my Black men being proud to be Black men. You wanna tell me now all of a sudden representation don't matter? Like the same kids y'all profess you care about?
I didn't
And
say
I
it didn't
know
matter.
you, Dark Lake. I know you, Dark Lake. You done talked about kids in every level. So you telling me these babies don't need representation? All the
I didn't
parents
say it
don't know
didn't
what to
matter.
do? Well, you never
I
want to
didn't say
talk about it. This is what I mean. How can we even get to that part? That is the vulnerable part. Hey, we need to show how this works, whether we're friends, lovers, married or not. We shouldn't shame people because they're not married. And we show
I
them
agree with
shouldn't
that.
shame people
Who's doing
because they decide
Right.
to slip or flip the role in their lifestyle. Who is any
Nobody's
of us?
shaming anyone.
Yes,
No
you
one, but see,
are.
no, but see,
Yes, you
here's the problem
are.
with the
It's what
communication
you're not
between.
saying. It's no
Wait,
problem with
wait,
the
wait.
communication. And I'd appreciate if you do not insult me that way. I will repeat to you
Insult?
verbatim what you say. You're not in my brain, Dark Lake. You can't tell me how to
I'm not
feel. So
insulting you, Chocolate.
it's just like I wouldn't tell you. Chill out. It
Chocolate.
ain't that
Chocolate.
serious. Chill out, chill out. I'm landing. Like I said, if we are going to tell the truth and be sorry. Oh, I didn't know. Sorry. Anyway, like I said, we just sat here. I just heard how y'all dissected this man. And he was vulnerable with y'all too. Y'all up here with us. This man shares, hey, my wife proposed to me. Y'all had all kinds of questions for this man. You had all kind of faces to make because you felt like it's less of him that he did that. You feel less of him that he allowed a woman. Don't shake your head at me.
No, I
Don't
don't
shake
think
your
that's
head
what
at
we're
me.
saying, Charlie.
It ain't
Electro,
no
did you feel
stop.
attacked?
Okay, I ain't said
Mm.
nothing.
All right.
I ain't said shit. I've been sitting here listening. I ain't interrupted not a mother. Only once. So don't do that. You did. You don't have to curse. You don't have to say anything mean, but you can say snide shit. You can belittle. We're all intelligent up here. You thought it was less of that this man was proposed to.
So
Don't shake your
I thought I'm less of
Stop.
because I was asked to the
Just
prom.
may I finish? May I finish?
That's the example that I use.
You don't agree. You don't agree, okay? I ain't trying to persuade you different. What I'm saying is, y'all so stuck on these roles. It shows through. You can't help it. Oh, it's not right. We have to do this the right way. Well, the right way is a man does it, not a woman.
That's right.
You
That's
desperate bitches. Don't you dare.
Whoa.
Don't you dare.
What?
Take control of your relationship. You must be ugly. Oh, don't nobody want to sleep with you? Oh, you
None
can't
of
have
that.
babies? Oh, you must have
No.
waited too
Where
long?
is all this
Oh,
coming
you
from?
over 40? Oh my God. Y'all look like lepers out here, okay? Some of y'all's species look like bums and smell like trash. Some of y'all ain't got y'all teeth and you in your 40s. Some of y'all don't know how to bathe. Some of you can't even read. And a lot of you got parole or you on probation. But you want us to be understanding. We talking about the average man, right? The Pookie and Ray Rays that y'all got y'all noses up at. Because they ain't your friends. They ain't your daddy. They ain't your uncles. Get this bullshit out of here. Quit playing in my face. You know how people act out here, men and women both. We don't want to do introspection. You can call me whatever you want. Radical, crazy, out of line, whatever. But guess what? When I go to bed at night, I love me. Every part of it. I have no show to put on for you. I do this for free. So this is me. And I heard y'all shredded this man. And that's not fair. Go back and read it. Go back and listen. You think he was asking such poignant questions with your noses up? Oh my God. This man let a woman propose? What a weak specimen. I land there. No, and I don't want a rebuttal. Thank you. I'll be in the back.
Chocolate, this for you, Chocolate. This for you. This for you. This for you, Chocolate. Hold on. This
I'm like,
nobody saying
I was
word.
asking-
Nobody saying word. This was a Chocolate, goddammit. Go ahead, y'all.
I want to ask the brother Electro Jed. Do you feel like anybody? Because I didn't even question you about it. But do you feel like any of the men were chopping you down and making you feel like you were less than a man because of the situation?
No. That's how come. That's how come I explained that the whole situation was when I explained what had happened. I made sure I said, look, I did not feel emasculated, eviscerated. I didn't feel some sort of way. This is what I was going through at the time. This is what my feelings were at the time. I shared it with you guys. I didn't feel any. What I just heard was, in my opinion, a lot of projection. That's what I feel. I feel like a lot of projection. I don't feel like I was attacked in any way. I don't feel that way. You know, I might be wrong, but I personally do not feel attacked or belittled or anything like that. That's how I feel right now. I don't feel like I was attacked or belittled. Now, maybe I don't know. Maybe there was a slight comment I don't know about, but I didn't see that. There's a lot. Chocolate. There was a lot going on in your statement that.
Okay, I know, because that's how my brain works.
Hey, Chocolate, let him finish. Let him finish first.
No, you good. See, again, I don't want it to be too big of an issue. You don't understand what I was saying, and I don't want to make it about you. My apologies. I said what I felt, period, point blank. So, again, it wasn't just for you. It was, again, based on what I heard and I saw. It wasn't just you. Like I said, the idealism before I came up here, while I listen to everybody up here. So, yeah, I like I said, I pause. I take my crazy ass and sit in the back.
First of all, you're not crazy. You're not crazy.
Yes, I am.
You're not crazy. You're not crazy.
I think
I must be. Yeah, I am. I'll take it now.
But
y'all got it.
I just didn't
the people on the stage.
I just didn't understand where it was all coming from because that was a lot that you unpacked in those 2 or 3 minutes.
Because I've been listening to it. Yes, because I've had to hear this for the last 3.5 years on the internet. Because I've been on several panels with several men from all walks, white, black, Hispanic, money, no money, militant, non-militant. You could just go search Chocolate Earth. Hey.
I'm subscribed to you.
So I'm not just coming from a place of bias. Okay,
I'm subscribed to you. I've been checking out your videos. Trust me.
Let me, like I said,
everybody.
I'm me.
Let me ask a question, Chocolate. Would you mind if I ask a question to you?
No, it's okay. I apologize.
No. You gotta apologize. No, listen. I think I understand what you're saying. I'm gonna ask a question to you because I just for understanding, not anything else. Would you say that since we live, in general, right? You know, like we all came from different places from Africa, right? We don't have, Black Americans don't really have culture. No one likes me to say that, but it is true. We've made a culture, but we our culture was taken from us, right? Because it was from somewhere else, and whatever country in Africa you came from, and your grandparents, right? So the culture that we have is a mixture of our own and other countries in Africa, a whole lot, and Christianity, correct? And that Christianity was pushed on us. For the most part, we had to follow Christian rules, right? So if that is the case, I know you said representation and what's ours. There is nothing that technically is ours, right? Right. So I think if I'm incorrect, so I just want to go down this line with you. If that is the case, when we say we're trying to represent something, or you said I did catch where you said that we have how should it look? And the issue is when you have so many different cultures and backgrounds mixed, that it won't look like someone who's straight from a background of just Christianity, correct? It'd be a mixture of such things. It wouldn't be just one, right? I'm just asking from your point of view.
No, you're fine. The question you asking, I will answer it, but that's not what I'm talking about.
No, I know I'm just asking that question, not saying you were saying something different when you were talking about. I said, but wouldn't that mean that we all, or like you were talking about representation? So what representation are you speaking of? So just so I understand
Just
a little
Black
bit.
American representation. I was born
Okay.
in 79. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what my grandparents or my mother and them went through because I wasn't there. I know what I went through in the 90s. I know what that looked like for us. We had more Black representation then on television, media, all the places with no cell phones. No, none of that stuff yet. Some of us didn't even have because we was still on magazines and shit because we was in the hood. We still got information out. So the human being will do what it needs to do. My argument is simply this. How is it that I am, as a woman, am supposed to be all of these things? And on top of this, now I gotta be patient. Because if I step out of line and ask you to marry me, there is something wrong. And that
I
is
have a
what
question.
is been represented up here. For whatever context, that
I have
is
a
what's
question.
left. That's what's left. So I hope that answered your question. And I'm done. I'm just gonna be in the
Wait,
back.
wait, Chocolate.
Yeah, I'm
May I
not gonna
ask you a
interrupt.
question? May I ask you a question?
Shit.
Chocolate, may I ask you a question?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it
Go
fair?
ahead.
Oh, thank you, Chocolate. Is it fair? Because I agree with the representation argument that you present. You presented it several times. I've said before that the representation in the Black community for a long time has been poor, right? Would you agree, right? Just like a yes or no, if you can, right?
Yes,
That
I can do that.
let's just say the subject of women picking assertive men. You would say that there's poor representation for that in the Black community, right?
No.
Oh, so there is representation for women picking assertive men. There is?
No. Like there's
You're saying that there's none. Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
Like are you
Okay.
talking about
Okay. Great.
one?
Great. So I agree. No. Wait. So I agree.
Okay,
So we
don't try
both
to-
agree. Wait. 1 second. So we both agree that there's poor representation in the Black community for women to pick assertive men. So if a man on a panel like this one understands that there's poor representation for such, and I said why that's important, right? Where is the offensive narrative that you're projecting? Like, we both know that there's poor representation in that. So if I tell Galaxy, you know what, women should stop picking men like that and actually pick men who are assertive, I'm doing her a great service. I'm doing the panel a great service. I'm doing the Black community a great service, right? Not literally. I'm not not literally. I'm just using it as a metaphor, right? That we both understand there's poor representation in that regard. So why not me as a man tell a woman, right, what kind of man that they should be looking out for when I know that there's poor representation? So we should just focus on that discussion instead of talking about ill intent of the comments I make or any other man makes on this panel, correct? Right?
Yeah.
It makes sense, right?
Sure.
I know I'm about to get it. I'm gonna mute
No,
my mic.
you're
Go
not.
ahead.
Go ahead, Smitty. It's you. The clip is ready.
Oh, Smitty has a clip. Okay.
No, he already did it. He did it.
So, Miss Polly, may I speak
for a moment to sis.
Mhm.
This is
Go
really
ahead.
really important.
Mhm.
If everybody doesn't mind, I'm gonna turn my camera on. Chocolate, if you don't mind, can you turn your camera back on for me, please, dear? Can everybody else, if y'all don't mind, please turn your camera off, please? If you don't mind, please. I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm turning my camera on, sis, because I want to speak to you.
Yes,
I want
ma'am.
you to take a breath for me, love. Because this ain't
I do.
about broadcasting right now. I'm talking to you. This is real shit for me. I want
Yes,
to
ma'am. I
ask
believe
you,
you.
how are you feeling in this moment? How do you feel? Like, regardless of what's been talking about, just how do you feel in this moment?
Like I usually feel when I come to panels. It's always this attitude of delusion, this little snide tint of like, oh, chocolate, what you saying is so out there, or oh, I agree with you to get me to shut up. And it feels like that. I know it's not always intended, but it feels like that. And if I do say anything about it, then it's, oh, well, you're being too sensitive, or you shouldn't share your information if you don't want nobody to say nothing. I don't give a shit about that stuff. With all due respect, like I don't that's not my problem. My frustration comes with all I hear out here is that we want to
Your
have these
mic
deep
has went
conversations,
out,
but we can
Horn.
only. Oh, has it? I'm sorry. Is it? Hello? Can you hear me?
It's still low.
Oh, is the button now? Okay, how about now? We good?
No, it's still low.
Hello? Low, 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 low. Okay, hold on. Hello? Tell me when. How about now? Good? No? Too low?
I hear her, Galaxy. Fine, I hear her just
Yeah, I
fine.
hear it too.
Is her volume the
Okay,
same
I
for
don't want it
y'all?
to
It
be too
hasn't changed
loud.
at all?
No, she has not changed at all. I
Yeah,
don't know
not
why
changed at
you
Oh
all.
can hear.
gosh. Well, I'm gonna have to rebuke that
Well,
frequency.
I don't want to.
Okay,
And
I
because
can
I
hear
I
you
can't
want,
fine,
hear
both
her
of
that
you. It's
well.
like
I
it's
don't know
like
what
I said,
happened.
maybe okay, hang on,
no,
do you?
cause you trying to do something. Yeah, how about now? I'm
They
happy
say
to
they
go
can
out and
hear
come
you
back in
fine.
if
I
you
just
can't hear
have to
me, love.
concentrate more a lot better
I'll
to
talk
hear you.
just a little louder. How about that? Is that better?
Well, I don't want you to be too loud for everybody else. I hear you, love. I don't know why it's the volume is
Here,
different for me.
first off, I'd like to say this to all the men on the panel and in the chat. I'm not mad at anybody, and nor am I pointing fingers. I am just tired of the same trope. Y'all say the same thing, but we don't go any further because then it gets uncomfortable. And then I'm made
Sis,
to feel uncomfortable, like I'm bringing up something that
sis,
ain't a part of the
this you and me
conversation.
talking right now. They don't exist right now, okay? It's just you and me, boo, you and me. So help
I
me
don't
to
want to make it about
understand.
me. I just I just feel like it's taken away from the show. I appreciate it. I do, but I don't.
You
Like I said, I think the best I can give you as far as a feeling how I feel, like all the majority of the time is misunderstood. And
okay?
it's like
So
again, the yeah, that I mean and that's pretty much it. So I'm like I said, I'm here, I'm fine, I'm okay. Life is life. I'm good. I promise y'all. And I appreciate you even taking the time to
I'm
want to
being who I
care.
am,
Like,
and I wanted
yeah,
to take
exactly.
that
So
moment to talk to you one on one outside of everything that is going on and ask you, how do you feel? It was laid on my heart to do that. We can move on. I'm gonna drop to the background and thumbs
yeah,
up.
we good.
Thank y'all so much for being patient and calming down for a moment. Y'all go ahead and rock out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, listen, y'all, wow, dang. I just want to know if I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is real honesty, chocolate.
Uh-oh.
If I ask, I'm gonna say because it's getting kind of late, so I'm gonna start saying using the word nigga. If I ask a nigga to marry me, we get motherfucking married. I'm gonna let you know right motherfucking now. Right now.
But that's
Now
what I'm
I don't know how we gonna
saying.
get there. All I gotta know, all I do know, it is happening. That's what I
Listen,
do know. That's all I do know. So anybody out here,
I
yeah, I'm being
agree. But that's
stop
between
playing.
you and him.
Stop playing with a real one. See, that's why. Cause I ain't gonna play with you. Now, if I had to, first off, if I had to wait that motherfucking long in the first goddamn place, we already married. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Hey, it don't even matter. That's first off. That's the first thing. I don't
Listen,
even
my
care. I don't
godmother
care
got
what you said.
married.
The cops said. I'm gonna say the cops. I don't care about the cops.
Not the
The
No,
cops.
Lord,
so
I
Miss
don't
Molly,
know.
you tripping. You
None of
tripping.
that.
Miss
Hold on.
Polly,
You
you
tripping.
taking
Bro,
it
what are
None
you
of
too
them.
talking
far.
about, man?
Let's keep the cops out. Let's keep the cops.
Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Nah, see, he gonna
My
say he
godmother,
out.
she got
He gonna say
married.
he out, and the only thing he gonna be is
Hold on, wait, Miss
unconscious,
Polly. I
unconscious
want to
on the
tell you
bed.
this.
That's it.
Oh
Get out of
Lord,
nowhere.
listen. I
And
want
but
to tell you this. I want to tell you this, and then I'm muting up for real. Miss Polly, my godmother, after all the things that she had gone through in her life, she got married in her like late 60s. She's still married. Like I said, I think people misunderstand, but it's cool. I believe in it if you find it. But if somebody,
I don't know. No, like I
however
said,
y'all get
you know that.
down, just be happy. That's
Right.
it.
You
Just be
know, chocolate.
happy
I don't
and fuck
believe I don't
and
believe in
keeping people
contract
out your
marriage.
house.
Right. I don't believe in contract marriage. That's why I
Like,
said.
right.
If you done got me to come your ass say we get married, listen, you ain't gonna have no feet because ain't nowhere to go. Okay? That's it.
You know
It's done.
what?
That's all it's done. That's it.
Before there's for me,
Is
like
this
if
misery, Miss Polly?
when I'm
Is
at
this
the place,
misery?
my
Some
money
more?
has to be at a particular
Thank
number in
you.
my bank
Right.
account before I even entertain dating. I
You
don't
hear that?
even want money to be the conversation. I don't.
Listen, you don't need feet to get
You
married.
ain't
You
gotta
be
buy
all
me
right.
nothing. You ain't gotta buy me shit. I just need to
Exactly.
know if you ain't crazy.
You
Come
don't
on,
I
like
might be a little crazy. I don't even care because if you got with me, you knew I was crazy when you met me. So that's unfortunate.
A little crazy, a
honey,
little bit, a
because
It's
little.
unfortunate you made a decision when first off, I told you I don't really talk to men like that. So if you come into this inbox, you knew what the fuck was up. So that's on you. Congratulations, you won a prize. That's what it is.
I don't know if something I said was misrepresented or something, but what I was saying is that we live in a time and a day and age now where I think it is more acceptable that women propose to men. It's not like how it was back in the day. That was what I was attempting to say, and I don't know if the wires got crossed because my answer to the question was me having the beliefs that I believe. I personally would have an issue with being proposed to, but my son, being a younger person, he may not have an issue with being proposed to. That was what I was attempting to convey. I don't know if it got lost in translation or something like that. You know, I've been married for 15 years. Me and my wife been together 21 out of the 21. We've been together 15. So if I came off as I don't believe in marriage or something like that, that wasn't my intention. I'm like, I just want to put that out there.
No, we didn't take it. Listen, and then Uncle Fatty, he made a comment about how love
no, it
is
wasn't.
hiding around in corners. I'm gonna tell you something. Killers and murderers
Wait. I'm sorry,
and
Miss
people live in corners
Polly. I
too.
know Smitty was waiting for the clip. I just want to
Oh,
bring that back up.
he got some more clips. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no, that was the only clip.
And this
I thought it was another one.
what?
I'm sorry. I thought it was another clip.
All right. Well,
I saw that though
Let me ask Queen
in
a
my
question.
psych
Queen, can you
class.
hear me? Come on,
No, he do.
Queen.
He got more clips. You got to look at it.
You got another clip, Smitty? Yes, no. Smitty, do you have another clip? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm asking. Does
Yeah,
he have another clip?
we
Yes.
we hear you. We hear you. You coming in fine.
You do? Okay. All right. Here we go.
platforms are saying that men don't benefit from marriage.
That's a
Women
lie.
benefit.
That's a lie.
Part of the problem is that we live in this society that's based heavily on money. And so men will look at it and be like, well, you're benefiting because you're getting money. Not thinking about all the things that a woman is bringing into the relationship. She's helping you with being that support system so that you probably can go get more money. By nature, women will carry more of the characteristics that are not tangible, internal qualities.
The emotional baggage.
Right. But we're measuring value based on tangible things. So if we're thinking about tangible things, what I can give to you, even though women give you children, but I guess we won't talk about that. That's very tangible. You are going to be a person who probably gives more tangible things like money, resources, but there's other things that women are providing.
That's also something I said earlier. I said that marriage isn't valued the same way today as it was valued back in the days. I said that in the chat earlier.
You did. I think, Tim, you're not getting the recognition you need. I'm gonna let you know I heard it. I think you're spot on. And another thing, y'all getting, that's real honesty. Even though I'll be joking, like I believe that a lot of people be in these situations for sexual access and emotional support access, and they don't really want to be with people at the time. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna take myself out of poly and be monogamous, right? In monogamy, I was talking to someone else earlier this week, and I said, in my monogamy, sir, yes, I was, listen, and I said I can switch back and forth, and in my monogamous mind, if I was to go out here and try to say I would look for someone, my criteria is way different. Because you're only allowed to have quote unquote one, and you're supposed to find the perfect one because you only get this quote unquote one chance. And so you're always in your mind thinking there's something better, which there is always something bigger and better. No one's ever going to be bigger and better. It's always going to be someone else. So in this race to find at least the highest possible prospect, your criteria will be really, really high for these people. And so a lot of times you'll get with people that you think meet the requirements that you need at that moment. And then you're using them for those things. They're giving you stuff, but then you'll meet another person and you're like, oh wait, they give me more. And then you'll want to, and that's that placeholder. So it's kind of like you're always in this level of being held captive by someone else's needs at the moment in time that they're in, because your needs change, right? All that stuff changes. You're not going to stay that way. This year you might need lots more hugs. Next year you might need more money. And so you're always going to find some change. But if you can find a person in monogamy that is, that doesn't matter the changes that happen in your life, that they're always good enough. Like, hey, like this person, no matter what happens, they're it. That's where you're supposed to be. That's the idea of it, is that this person is it. No matter what else changes in my life, they're always going to be that person that I'm going to choose, regardless of the situation. That's what it's supposed to be, I guess. The objective is, but we don't see it that way.
That's a very small percentage, and that's almost damn near impossible.
I didn't say,
is that even
that's
healthy?
the
Is that even
objective.
healthy?
The objective. I said the objective is to find that person. I didn't say, damn. You supposed to be the lover. You out here stabbing hard. killing love on the street.
You know what, Miss Polly?
Murking
I'm gonna tell you
them.
something. I'm just ready. I've just switched brands. Like
Wait, what's up with you,
economically,
Queen? Hold on.
economically, we need help. Like dating. There need
Oh,
to
well.
be dating services.
Okay, well, we sound like we need a data bank. Let's be real honest about this. Most of us need a data bank because we all need a loan. And
No,
I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead. Dave.
never mind. I think Smitty got one more clip.
Okay, well, you don't want a data bank? Who don't want a data bank? That's for real. I want a data bank.
Like I said earlier, I'm going
What
to
in
be
the
the bank.
world?
And I'll date.
Hey, dating
Chocolate
the
want a
bank
data
come with
bank too. What you
dating the
mean?
bank come with having to deal with the interest and paying that loan back. So you got
Wait, no, no. See, that's the
No,
difference. You know how they have
dating
state
a
church
bank and getting
separation.
a loan. Two different
I need.
things.
Okay, wait. I don't want a loan. I lie. I just
Right,
want you
the
to give it
bank
to
don't
me.
care.
You're right. The bank don't care. They right. You right. They come
Right.
back and snatch
They
that
not
shit. You right.
calling it a loan.
You right. Damn.
Because you ain't
You right.
calling it a loan. Cause
Yeah.
see,
I don't want no
I feel
loan.
like if that's the case, just to lighten the mood, if we doing this with the money, like if that is where we are, I give it to me and I
Yeah.
concede. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm not fighting no more.
Okay, chocolate.
If that is it,
What do you need?
hold
You need the
on,
bank?
wait. If he give me the bank, I got a contract, and I'm gonna just call it a C contract. So we're gonna
Yeah.
get a notary. We're gonna get a
Okay.
lawyer involved and be like, this is yours. You will
Oh.
lease it like for 99 years if that's what you want.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm
I like
saying?
that. I like that.
Now
Yeah.
everything is on the table.
Yeah.
Everything on the table.
Yeah.
My money is safe.
Yeah.
My fee is safe.
Wait, what else
That's
can
all
we
y'all
get? Can we
I
get
heard
what
a
else do we get? I want some other
similar.
stuff.
I heard a similar scenario. I've heard a friend of mine mention that she thinks
Hold on,
that
y'all. Hold on.
marriage
Pause, everybody.
should be renewed every year.
Everybody
like a
pause
drug.
for a second. Pause. Please pause. Miss Polly, this is for you. And then after that, I'm going to go to Queen. Then I'm going to go back to you, bro. But Miss Polly, this is for you. Because you're talking about control. All right? So if you want to be in control, let's get it.
I just want a bank.
This is a story about control. My control. Control of what I say and control of what I do. And this time I'm gonna do it my way. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Are we ready? I am. 'Cause it's all about control. And I've got lots of it.
Queen.
I didn't.
Her hair. I wore my
No, it's
hair
all right.
like
No, it's
that.
okay. It's all right. Queen, I'm going to go to you.
Queen wants a
Right?
bank too.
No, she don't. Queen, should a woman ask a man to marry her?
Should a woman ask a man to marry her?
Yes, ma'am.
No. If she don't want to be embarrassed. No, I don't think so.
But if can we just marry the bank? Because I just want a bank at this point. I mean,
Well,
just for a second. I mean, if we had to make if you had to marry an object, what would you pick?
I definitely wouldn't pick a bank because that's all it is. It's just money. I can get money on my own. Why would I want to? No, there's more to life than just money.
No, but okay. Well, what object then?
No, I know some very, 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 very successful people, and they marry banks, and they're miserable. I'm good. I don't need that. I don't want that. I'm cool. Nah.
Could it be the personality and not
No,
as much as the
because
money?
it's money. What you marrying?
The
Marrying
personality.
a piece of paper that can burn. You going for a piece of paper that could burn?
But maybe they
Really?
suck
That's
at
all
being
you
in a
got?
relationship.
Nah, that's all
'Cause
you
can
got.
be you can
Nah.
be broke and be just
Nah.
as bad.
Nah,
So
well, I
it
didn't
ain't.
say I was going to be broken just as bad.
I didn't say you was gonna be
All I'm
broke.
saying
I'm
is
sorry,
I'm not
sis. I ain't trying to
choosing.
come for you.
I'm not choosing a bag
No,
when I can
she's
get the
talking
bag
about
on
the
my
bank.
own.
Is the bank is bad? That's what she said. The
Nah.
bank
Yeah,
is
I'm just
bad.
saying if you got a bad bank, not
Nah,
necessarily
you
just
good.
it's not a
You
bank.
She
good.
got a
It's a
credit
loan.
union that's going out of
Right.
business.
You went.
I answered the question. I said
I'm
no.
just teasing. I'm sorry.
We
I
just
know you
playing,
are. It
Queen.
don't
We
matter.
just playing.
It's all good.
We just playing.
You already know. Look at all these successful people. Why they successful and they miserable. Come on.
I don't
Let's
think
not go
that,
there.
but I don't know if that's fair to say that
Yeah,
successful
no.
people are miserable.
I didn't say all. I said there are a lot
I didn't
of
say you
people
said
who are
all.
successful.
Let's
There
just
are
get
some
married to
people.
trees. They
Why
make
don't we
air.
just
Some
do
of
some
us need to go.
introspection
Why you look
Some of
like
and
us
that,
need
find
to
Tim?
out
go
what
back.
you
Why you
like?
look like that,
Some
Tim?
of
When
us
I said
need to
that,
go
trees are
back to
good.
nature. Some of us need to go back to nature. Maybe we wouldn't have so many issues.
Trees are good.
What
I
does
don't know what
that
he's
look
talking
like?
about.
And I'm not even trying to be
People who
funny.
give
What does
hugs and they
that look
don't
like?
wear
Going back to
clothes.
nature.
They don't wear clothes and they naked and they give hugs.
Not you, Polly.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
already. That's not what.
I'm sorry. I thought it through. I thought it
Nah.
through. That's why I knew.
Parental discretion is advised.
What the
Use on
sister
one
in chat
lane.
said about introspection was kind of what I mentioned earlier when one of the young ladies mentioned earlier about the hurt man, and if he would only get married if the woman proposed. And my response to that was that man needs to go get counseling. He needs to do some introspection. He needs to look within him, find what the problem is, correct that problem, so he can become a whole person. So that way, him being a whole person can get together with another whole person, and they can create a unit.
I just think there's some things that we don't need to reinvent. I'm sorry, call me tradition, call me old school. I just think there's this bullshit. Some things we just need to leave alone. We don't need to reinvent things. Everything don't need to be an upgrade. Everything don't need to be a reinvention. This is, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand it. But anyway, that's just me.
Well, no, and I get that. I get that concept. Like, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. But if you look at the wheel, it has been upgraded over lots of time.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it's
so
still a wheel.
but
It's
but that's
still
just
circular.
but that's
It's not
but the
square.
thing I'm saying
Not
is that the
triangle.
society.
It's not an octagon. It's still a circle. No matter how much rubber you put on it, no matter how much steel you put in it, it's
You make
still
it, but it becomes more
circular. And that's
efficient.
what I mean. It's upgraded, but it's not reinvented.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right, and that's
the
what I
difference.
said. I said I agree with you that we don't need to reinvent it, but we do need to upgrade it for the society. We live in a society
Yeah.
now that isn't the same society from back in the days where one income was enough to buy a house and have a picket fence and all of that. Like, we have to look at reality in the moment for what it is.
But this
Is that fair?
society, I'm good. I don't want to take nothing from this society we in, because they ain't doing nothing but just dumbing down themselves. That's all they doing. This society today, that age group, they ain't doing nothing. They not improving nothing. They going way back. They done took it a time machine.
Well, Queen, can I ask a question? Aren't their parents us and millennials?
Not now.
Aren't we to blame for the kids that's now? Because what we ended up doing too, because we tried to run away. That was Gen X. We
No.
fought against the traditions. Our whole generation did. This was when black kids was becoming Tupac and Biggie, the Nation of Islam. We was bringing up all the old school writers and Marcus Garvey, and we talking about going back to Africa. We wanted to find our place in this culture during that era of time. If any of us was born during that era of time, and if you are in the Generation X, these are our children. How can we abandon them? I don't understand how we in one breath, not you, love, but I will say this. I've heard your argument and I've heard others' argument in the sense of we need to teach our kids. I'm all for it. Come from education. My mama was an educator. It's probably why I talk so long, so I'm sorry. Articulation was important to her, and you got beat up if you didn't do it. Because then nobody could question what you said. You use the English language, you write it and say it the same way. And I say that to go, it's not about reinventing the wheel. It's not about any of those things. It's about us understanding that we are complex beings. We are complex. That's why we have so many different types of relationship types. This is why we have so many different things going on within our culture. Us as Black Americans, we shit on the same culture that we have created and the world has imitated. And I don't mean to make it rhyme. I wasn't trying to do that. But I'm not going to sit up here and pretend as though I'm okay with that, because it's like saying, oh, well, fuck these kids. Yes, in some instances, yes. Some people's kids, yes. Okay. Bad kids, no. You know, if you out here being bad, not you. We talking about other people's kids. I just think that the struggle starts with us as the adults. We talk about accountability. All of us, we are aunts. I'm an aunt. Now, I ain't got no babies, but I raised two. But I'm an aunt, and I'm a great aunt. I got Alpha, Z, Millennial. I'm a Gen Xer. My sister's a Millennial. My brother is a Gen Z. So we got all these different eras. My brother only knows a Black president. That has a different effect over brothers that know who Ronald Reagan and George Bush and, you know what I'm saying, Bill Clinton and all of them. There's a difference. There's a difference in perspective. It's a difference in capability, right? I don't have to pretend and tell my baby in the 80s, oh, you could be whatever you want to be and everything is white. I mean, right. No. I actually can point to it and say, here, baby, at least you see this. But there's context behind it. So we ain't talking about kids. We're talking about adults who struggle to communicate with just each other. We got a whole platform and this is what we doing. I can't say that these babies is lost. I just can't. And that's the only pushback I would give. I respect everything you said. But when it comes to when we really talking about kids, we are their parents.
Wait, hold up, Chocolate. Like wherever
We are the
Jokey
elders.
Jokes is,
That's what I
I'm not
said.
I'm
Say
not
we the
down with
elders.
that.
I'm not it's I
No,
said
no, no,
that.
no, 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 no. Somebody Jokey Joke talking about what you doing up here with these jiggers? Like, whoa.
Oh.
Like
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't
that
think
was wrong. I
so.
was like, nah,
I'm
girl,
not
I ain't
joking.
playing. Whoa.
Like, whoa, that's a lot, yo.
I just caught that. I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
But
let's Jokey Jokes can joke the fuck out, yo.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
wow.
fix that
But that's
problem
what I'm
right
saying.
now.
You ain't got nothing else to do.
I'm gonna fix that problem right now. Hold on a second.
But in all fairness, like,
thank you, brother. Thank you.
No problem.
can we be friends with each other? Can we just simply respect one another and stop using the semantics of definitions and hide behind that instead of just being humans to one another? Okay, yes, I am intimately, sexually, I'm attracted to men, right? It wouldn't matter if I was attracted to women. I'm still me. It doesn't change, right? I'm I'm the constant in this, the two variables. It's just like if you find a person that you love for real in your eyes, in comparison to somebody telling you that ain't love. I'm just saying we give each other grace, and no pun intended. Just give each other grace. Venus asked me to take a breath. I'm gonna ask everybody else to do the same. Stop looking at it like a war, like we have to fight. We don't. We got to get past that, where we could just go, hey, I'm insecure too. Okay, we can. It's just like if you got bad credit and I got bad credit, we're gonna have to talk about it eventually, right? Like you be like, baby, we going on this trip? Mm-mm. They looking for the car. No, you know what I mean? Like these are intimate things, but they're part of life. I'm just using that to end it, but it wasn't that I'm not mad or trying to hate or nothing. I'm just saying we should give each other grace and stop putting it on these babies, and let's start working on each other or helping each other walk through whatever changes they trying to
Oh,
make.
Jesus. Yeah.
Listen, I will be right back. I need to fix this problem. I'm gonna come back. This is the problem about sharing, because then you get people that make comments, and I apologize profusely. I'm sorry. That was from my community, and I cannot apologize enough. I am so sorry for that idiocy. Anyway, I'll be right back. Y'all accept me back.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much.
Well,
But-
when I
Sorry to hear
say
that.
about this generation, is yeah, they have parents, they have, but sometimes it's not even about the parents failing them. It's about them choosing to go along with what the status quo or the norm or the want to fit in. How many people how many young people growing up, when you grew up, whatever, that came from affluent families, had the picket fence and the silver spoon and the gold spoon in their mouth, and they chose to live a life of crime. I work with these young people, so I can say what I say is because, they don't. It's a choice. It doesn't just come from, you got homeless kids that live literally in a cardboard box under a train trestle, and they're straight A students. They go to school every day. They get up and they do what they got to do. And then you got people who live and get drivers to school, and they want to go sell drugs at school. So it's not even just about the parents failing them, because I think we put a lot of pressure or a lot of blame on parents. At one point, it becomes a choice. It becomes a choice and a decision you make. It's not just about how you were brought up. There's plenty of people who grew up around drugs. Parents were crackheads and all that stuff. Did you do crack? No. So it's a choice. It's a choice. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it's a choice. And when I look at these young people today, it's not that it's just that they come from whatever they come from. It's also they have a lot of people in their lives that are helping them to make better choices. They have a lot of opportunities that your parents or you never had that are free to you, that all you got to do is show up, and you choose not to. It's a choice. It's a choice. I deal with them every day. I deal with
But
them
that's
every
not
day.
for every state, though.
I know. I'm
That's,
just saying
you
what
know,
I see, and my experience is that a lot of these young people, they don't want to do better. They don't want to choose. They can choose just like I can choose. You
but
know,
they was saying that about us, Queen.
I know. That's all
They
I'm
said
saying
that
about
about
this
us, the
generation.
generation
But yeah,
before
we also
that.
didn't have as many opportunities. You know,
They
like
said
Well,
you can
different.
go,
well,
you
what
can
the
go
sister
get,
said
you can
earlier
go
was
get a
very
tech.
important.
You can go get a tech job. You can go work at Google, Facebook right
It's
now
not
for
that
free if you
easy,
are
and
18 to
we know
24 years
that.
old. You can
It
go make
costs.
$50 an hour. You don't have to
Not
do
not
nothing
out the
but be
gate.
18 to 24 years old. I'm telling you, I
But
hand them
where are the
opportunities.
opportunities, though?
It
Do they
doesn't,
have
I'm talking
enough
about where I'm
opportunities
at.
for these
There's
young
a
men?
plethora of opportunities. Black Girl
In
Code, that's
but
in
where
every state. Black Girl Code. 10
in
to 19-year-olds can learn how to code
are you
for
guys in
free.
Arizona?
No, she's in New York. Look her up. Black Girls Code. She's in like 10 states.
Okay, I'm just
Black
asking if
Girls
she on the
Code.
West Coast. I just had never heard of that before.
Black
But yeah,
Girls
I'll look it
Code.
up.
She's
Yeah.
in 10 states. I looked her up the other day because I
So
sent
there
her
you
referral to
go.
Is she
somebody.
connected to
But I'm
Kids
just
There.
That
saying
Code?
there's
Because I've heard of Kids That Code out here in
So I'll
California.
land.
Black Girl Code. It's a black
But here,
woman
right
who
there,
started it.
that proves your point, right? That if she had the ability and enough customer to open that many spots, then we know it's babies out here that want to learn. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
but it's
saying.
not.
And what
It's
she
not a
mentioned
lot of us
earlier
that
about
are utilizing
representation was
that
very
service.
important too.
Oh, but
Because
as more and more of us do it, as more and more of us talk about it, as more and more of us share it, learn it,
right, and that's why
and
what
teach
Chocolate said
it.
earlier was very important when she spoke about representation. How in the '90s we had it, like the influence that what's the TV show, the spinoff from the A Different World.
Cosby
When
Show.
Different World came on TV, it spawned
Right,
the
right.
biggest
That
explosion
experience.
of black colleges enrollments
Yes.
ever, because most black people had no idea what it would even look like. So by having that TV show was a way for them to get a glimpse of that experience, for them to even feel safe enough to even want it for themselves. So, and that's been replaced with what? Love and Hip Hop.
No, it's been
But we
replaced
still have
with what?
shows.
But again, that's not our money. We aren't in charge of that. Those aren't our industries. I'm not gonna blame them people from getting a check. Black people go, we ain't in them industries. What channels we got? What big money we got? We can't pay nobody. Ain't that's what we say? We got Zeus, BET that don't belong to us. So yeah, reality TV was gonna bump off. Look, I don't know whoever watches. You remember what's his name of Love? Flavor of Love kicked it off for black reality shows. And here we are now. But no disrespect, sis. I want you to know that in all fairness. And no, my thing is I understand where you coming from as far as the children who don't want it. And they can come from any walk of life. It is about the person, but it also is about the experiences around them. You can be discouraged, you can be encouraged. That's what we talk about all the time. Black girl magic, black woman magic. We try to get black boys involved and black men. We want to hype up everybody. But it's getting to the place where I can't lie to y'all. I don't feel like black men hype each other up enough. So why do I keep doing it? To be called what? A pick me and a mammy? Shit, I'm far from that. but I am also a part of the many who got the opportunity to help raise another black man in this country. So that's why it's passionate to me. I ain't mad at nobody. I just take it maybe a little too seriously. But that's it. Y'all got it. Thank you.
Well, I do think that there is a lot of black men that big each other up, but it's not given the play, like I said, about young black kids who are doing amazing things, but they're not
We don't
on
have the channels.
they're not on rotation. But even if you don't have the channels, you can share it on your news feed. You can share it on Facebook. Like I said before, I shared something with like, I want to say maybe 50 people. I posted, I tagged their names, and I went and looked on all of their pages, and not one of them reposted it. And it was all about a young, a 14-year-old who was getting her pilot license. A 14-year-old. Another was a 5-year-old who was.
Hold on, family. Pause. Everybody, pause. I'm ending the show. I'm dropping my outro. Y'all can still stay in the back and talk if y'all want. It's all good. But I'm just dropping the outro. I appreciate everybody for coming up. Maximus, I mean it sincerely. Fuck you. All right. Black is not whack, and I mean it sincerely. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna end the show. You know what I mean? Much love to everybody that came through. You know what I mean? Yeah, I seen the chat. I addressed them. So yeah. With that being said, we are out and we are good getting out of here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. I guess. Okay. Am I ending the show and we are talking, or did you want to add something?
No, I just came up here so I could see my folks. Like outro, I can talk to them.
Oh, well, let's get it, y'all. We out of here. Bye, y'all.
Oh, Smitty said he got a clip.
Hold on. I got it. I have to end the show, right? I got to end the show. The reason I'm ending the show is because Miss Polly gone. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to do my show without my co-host, you know. Sweatbread coming up too. Okay, Sweatbread. Okay. All right. I guess you guys want to talk in the back. That's fine. We can do that. You know what I mean? With that being said, y'all, this has been episode 15. All right. Got Electrojet back in the middle. Okay, this has been episode 15. Right? We thank y'all for coming through, for showing love. Right? I'm not even going to drop my outro. Damn outro, because everybody popping up. So, we thank y'all for coming through. Thank you for taking Evaluation Love episode 15. We will holler at y'all later. Much love. We are out.